Hey guys, how we doing today? Back with some more Tales of Arise. We spoke to with leader of the Red Women, I think, and now we're off to find the Grate Spirit. But first, let's have a look at this thing. It seems to manage her Vet 35's conditions. Lots of vital signs saved as stable. Okay. I guess we better go find this spirit then. Oh, cutscene.
You can't seriously be buying anything that creature told us, right? I mean, it's practically blackmailing us into doing its dirty work.
To be honest, the conversation went on for so long, I'm not sure I understood all of it. How about you, Dohalim? Were you able to follow it at all?
Not a one
At
bit.
the very least, everything it said about the Renan Grate Spirit adds up. At the end of the day, this whole chain of events comes back to astral energy. That being said, had we not previously encountered the will of Dahna, I suspect I would find its story much more difficult to believe.
The spirit of Rena wants to see Dahna completely destroyed.
But why? Astral energy is supposed to be a force that creates and shapes the world.
It doesn't matter. I don't care if we're up against an entire world or what its game is. We're not going to let it destroy Dahna.
Right.
There is one other thing that concerns me. How the Grate Spirit, the Helghan Quill, and the Crown Contest are all part of a centuries-long plan is clear enough. But what about the Renans? How do they factor into all this?
Now that you mention it, and all that talk, Hevric 35 never even brought up the Renans once. And as for the Helghan Quill, we never did find out just what they are either.
Maybe it had a reason for keeping its silence. Or perhaps there's even more going on. Maybe the others will shed more light on the matter. Let's find out.
Onwards! Let's get to explore the place now, finally. So let's start with the lower level. Hey D, how you doing? What's this? These are Danquel Fezzo's construction plans. You good? Good. I'm alright. Nothing to talk about. These are Danquel Fezzo's construction plans. Right. That's the way to go. You go this way first. Because I say so. And there's nothing in here apart from some plants. Alrighty then. That's the way to go. What's on the other level? Can I go on the other level first? Nope, that's thingy. So we want upper level. Seems to lead out somewhere. Ah. Some sort of observerial deck. And you can see the planet things in the distance. Looks like a flower being bloom. Flower bloom. Right, to the lower level. And in we go. Are we going to get more answers on how things are supposed to be, or... Oh, there's actually people here.
Who are they?
What is it?
Oh, my apologies. It's just been so long since I've seen any humans from the outside world.
Hello.
Are you a Renan?
Oh, yeah, I guess so. The Overseer told us to answer any questions you might have. Whatever you want to know, we'll tell you as much as we can. But be quick. Our subjects are undergoing a dramatic shift that we don't want to miss.
Eh?
What a weird guy.
He must have meant Helghan 35 when he mentioned that Overseer.
And what was that about subjects? You don't think he meant Dahna and Rena, do you?
There isn't anyone else we can talk to. I guess we should ask around here.
Alrighty then. Let's start with this one.
Have you guys lived up here in Dag Faisal with Helghan 35 for a long time?
Yes. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head just how long it's been, though. We regularly go into stasis, so our sense of time has gotten rather out of whack over the years.
Why are you all even here in the first place?
Originally, this station was where we worked to perform maintenance on Lenegis from the outside.
We heard that the facility ended up in its current location due to an accident.
Oh, it was terrible. Apparently there was some kind of accident, and when help never arrived, they presumed the entire facility had been destroyed.
And you've been working for Helghan 35 ever since?
Well, at first we thought that there was nobody else inside the facility, but then it turned out the Overseer was there all along.
What do you mean?
The Helghan Quill have the technology to cloak themselves around us Renans. As long as they don't do anything obvious, a Renan won't see one, even if it's right in front of them.
Which would explain why Shion and I failed to notice the Red Women previously. Do they employ an astral art of some sort?
I haven't been able to scientifically confirm it for myself, but from what I understand, the type of cloaking they use is primarily achieved through mechanical means. In addition, they also used hypnosis devices and information control to get us to do what they wanted without being detected. It's a pretty sophisticated operation, especially since it avoids any unnecessary conflict. I have to imagine that's how Lenegis is still run.
But aren't the Helghan Quill themselves controlled by the Grate Spirit? If so, why aren't Renans affected by it in the same way?
The Grate Spirit's mind control only works on Helghan Quill, so they had to employ other means to manipulate us Renans.
What about the
You act like this
Dahnans?
didn't affect you personally. If I was you, I'd be mad as hell at their deceptions.
I mean, sure, I was surprised when I first found out about it, but it happened so long ago.
Helghan 35 has clearly ceased concealing itself, though. Why is that?
Who can say? My guess is it just got bored, or maybe even a little lonely.
Don't you want to go back home to Rena or Lenegis? Our ship is going to be fixed pretty soon. You could ride with us.
No way. If we went back after knowing the truth, they'd either just brainwash us or purge us outright. After all this time, there's nothing to be gained from going back. We've all agreed it'd be best to simply stay here and watch everything unfold instead. Things are going just fine with the Overseer. Not that it'll be around much longer. It can't extend its life any further. That said, I'm sure it's pleased to see the final stage of the plan before it passes on, though.
Thank you for answering our questions.
Right, so got a bit more information on the Red Women, and my guess is no, I lost it.
Can we talk to you for a few minutes?
Sure. It's going to be a while before the two planets undergo their next shift, so I can talk until then.
Please, tell us what you know about the Helghan Quill.
You mean the Overseer species? I can't say I know much about them.
Well, for starters, where'd they come from?
Where else? From Rena, obviously.
From Rena? Wait, are you telling us those things live right alongside the Renans down there?
Of course not. There's really no such thing as Renans in the first place.
Excuse me?
Oh, I thought the Overseer explained everything.
Apparently not.
Please, tell us more.
Well, in a nutshell, the Renans were originally created from Dahnans by the Helghan Quill.
I don't know. Think wasn't that my theory last stream was.
But if that's
that
true, then that would mean there aren't any people on Rena.
There aren't, but there are Helghan Quill. That's what the name literally means in their language, people of Rena.
But what need could they possibly have to create a whole new race of people?
It was a way to bolster their dwindling workforce. I trust you're aware that the Helghan Quill are on the verge of extinction, yes?
No.
In essence, we were created to carry on their work for the Grate Spirit after they all die. They gathered Dahnans who had an affinity for astral arts and proceeded from there. That's why we, as their descendants, can all cast arts, albeit to varying degrees.
Let me get this straight. Are you saying Renans were originally created from Dahnans that the Helghan Quill kidnapped?
Wait, that explains why almost nobody can use astral arts on Dahna now.
Helghan Quill technology is truly amazing. The way they alter their bodies is far less invasive than your conventional surgeries.
They have these tiny machines that are practically invisible.
You're
which
getting
they
a bit too
insert
close
into
there,
their
dude.
bodies and
Enough. You needn't tell us anymore.
How can you speak so calmly about all of this?
I guess I can see how, when viewed in a certain light, their ways may sound grotesque. But if you ask me, I think they ultimately did us a favor. They saved us from crawling the earth in ignorance. If it meant their hands had to get a little dirty in the process, then so be it. Anyway, the Helghan Quill are the real Renans. Personally, I don't think it's such a big deal. They're also mostly the ones behind what you see going on between the two planets. I think that covers just about everything worth knowing.
I see. Thanks for filling us in.
Does he really expect us to believe that Renans never truly existed? How absurd.
Dohalim.
Just when I think we're getting to the bottom of it all, some new revelation smacks us in the face.
Then let's hope this is our last revelation for a while.
I knew it. It was my theory from last stream that Alphen, you alright there? That the Renans were connected to the Dahnans in some way. Obviously not due to, they have some genetic combinations with the actual Renans, but they have some connection with the Dahnans. And you, my only friend, what do you have left for us?
Do you know anything about a spirit channeling plan?
If you mean the first plan from 300 years ago, then yes. Do you know what its main objective was?
No.
Yes. It was to use Lenegis to siphon off Dahna's astral energy and send it to Rena.
Exactly. However, there were two problems we had to consider. First was how to collect and send such a large quantity of astral energy without it becoming sentient. Second, we had to figure out how to convert Dahna's energy so it would be compatible with Rena.
I take it the solutions to those problems were to use the wedge for the collection, and then the Sovereign and Maiden to convert the energy.
We have a winner. However, the first plan
What do I win?
failed when the Sovereign was overwhelmed and became frenzied. The reason for that is because the Maiden lost control. I'm told he slaughtered many Renans in Helghan Quill that day. For the next plan, we tried to recreate the Renis Alma, but we didn't have nearly enough of the other non-dark astral energy types. To amend that, we set our sights on Dahna and implemented a system whereby we could extract energy from it.
And the crown contest began.
Correct. Since the Maiden had been the failing point in the previous plan, it was decided to replace her role with machinery to avoid further mishaps. A new sovereign had to be made as well. It was such tremendously difficult work, its success was dubious. But from the look of things, it would appear such worries were unfounded.
So that's what the purpose of that room we found in the Forbidden Zone was.
What about the flower that sprouted from Rena?
Flower? Oh, that thing. That's the physical manifestation of all the astral energy that's been harvested from Dahna. As I'm sure you've noticed, it's quite a lot of energy. At this point, it's likely that it's become physically integrated with Rena's planetary structure.
Hevric 35 mentioned that the spirit channeling plan is entering its final stage. Is that true?
It is. I never thought I would live to see the day with my own eyes, and yet here we are. Are we done talking now? If it's all the same to you, I'd really rather not miss anything that's about to happen.
He talks like the potential end of the world is just another day on the job.
You've got to remember that these guys have been living alone up here for a long time. Who knows what shape their minds are in?
It feels like our whole world has been turned upside down. Is there anything we know that's still true at this point?
Seriously, I'm still trying to process the fact that we Renans were created by the Helghan Quill, let alone the Sovereign and Maiden stuff.
Ah, no,
Let's
it's a
take
bit
a moment
more
to gather
confusing.
ourselves. I know all of this is a lot to believe and take in, but I think it's fair to say that we've found the answers we've been looking for. Does everyone agree?
Agreed. Though I'll admit that I never expected it to all boil down to Rena's Grate Spirit being behind everything.
Everything that's happened, everything we've endured, it's all because of astral energy.
And to get that energy, the Grate Spirit took control of the Helghan Quill. Then the Helghan Quill created the Renans, who went on to invade and rule over the Dahnans.
Plus, the reason the Great Spirit can't directly control the Renans as well is likely because they were originally Dahnans all along.
Either way, I think it's fair to say we've all had a lot to take in at once. Maybe too much, even. We should probably take it easy and rest our minds a bit.
Nope, let's go and finish
Why
this.
don't we all take some time to think things over before we decide on our next move?
That's a good idea, Kisara. If the Renan Great Spirit really is behind all this, then we've got a really big fight ahead of us. Because it's not just Dahna on the line, but Rena too. If we're going to do this, we need to be completely sure of ourselves. So let's go ahead and break off for now. We aren't in any immediate danger, so we should be okay. You sure you don't want to be alone right now?
I could ask you the same question.
They want to
Figured
be
I'd get on
alone
my feet
together.
walking around and checking up on everybody.
I'll go along with you. I'm interested to hear what's on everyone's minds, too.
Aww.
Sounds good. Let's go find them.
Well, partly disbanded.
Everyone's just gone their own way, huh?
Yeah, let's hit up each spot.
Alright. So... my main plan is, I think we should... give me a minute. Nope, lost it. Why does that keep happening?
Everything we thought we knew. It was all just a fabrication that the Red Women, no, that the Helghan Quill made up.
Right. Assuming we can believe anything that Hevric 35 has told us, that is.
Well, if the names are anything to go by, it's possible the Helghan Quill could be behind the fruits of Helghan too.
But if Hevric 35 was telling the truth, and this was all just one massive lie, does that mean everything we've done up until now has been pointless?
No, I don't think so. Or at least I hope not. I think it just means we've lost our foothold for now. That's all.
Really? Well then, if we've lost it, I guess we'll just have to find another. all of us together. And if we can't find one, then we'll make a new one. End of story.
Yes, ma'am.
Make one, huh? I see. Right then. Count me in.
Yeah, let's go kill the Great Spirit. Tell the Renans and the Dahnans that they're all connected, then we can all hold hands and sing Kumbaya. That sounds like a plan to me.
Oh, it's you two. Does he seem like he's doing any better now?
He who? Oh, you mean Dohalim, don't you?
We haven't spoken to
I
him
know
yet.
that we're all struggling to wrap our minds around it all, but he looked like he was taking it really hard earlier.
What do you think about everything we've learned? About the Renans, and the Great Spirit, and all that?
On some level, I'm not even really sure what to think, to be honest. I mean, the Great Spirit is like a huge natural disaster, but with a mind and will of its own. But if that thing's hellbent on trying to destroy our planet, then the only thing left for us to do is stop it. As for the Renans, I suppose my feelings on that are a bit more mixed.
How so?
Coexistence between Dahnans and Renans in Menancia is still a work in progress. In my case, I think that's partly because deep down, I was still on guard around Renans. So, to be told that they're like us, that they're actually just like us is, well, I guess it's a little deflating, to be honest.
You kept a pretty level head.
You mean about the Renans? At the end of the day, the Helghan Quill and the Great Spirit are the ones who are responsible. But at the same time, I realize that not every Dahnan is necessarily going to believe that either.
I know you're already aware of this, but the list of grievances the Dahnans have against the Renans is long, and understandably so. And if people then find out that they're all actually one and the same, yeah, I don't think they're going to take to it too kindly.
There's going to be
Even
some
just
sort
among
of
the
civil
Dahnans,
war going
I'm
on.
sure there'll be some who emerge with power and some who won't. I think if we can find a way to get rid of that imbalance, then we'll be in a truly good place.
Well, first we can try to figure out what to do about the existing conflicts we have.
Yeah. It'd be nice if one day people could learn to get past their hatred like Rinwell did.
It's no small task. We can't pretend like the past didn't happen and ask people to forget their very real pain and suffering.
Right. Everybody has their reasons for feeling the way that they do. But if we just keep yelling at each other about it, we'll never move on. In a worst-case scenario, it might lead to even more people getting killed.
And we all have to figure out how to meet halfway. Not just that, but to also embrace each other's pain, in a sense.
That's an interesting way of putting it.
It's true. Everybody has their own scars, their own trauma. The first step to healing those wounds is to put aside that hatred. It won't be achieved through reasoning, but I think it's a good first step, if nothing else. And now, I think I see a way to move forward. But to do that, first we need to make sure our planet isn't going to get wiped out.
Right. We take down the Death Star first. You're right there. Ah. Yeah. Ooh, some happy bottles. But they don't make me happy. Okay, there's a lot of people here than it originally seemed. Lose control of the Zoogles. Alright. I thought it was just them three in the control room. Hey, Rennie. How you doing?
You both seem awfully calm.
You seem awfully cheery.
Only because after everything we've seen, we don't have the energy to keep being shocked.
How are you holding up, Rinwell? That whole talk about the Renans looked like it shook you up a bit.
Yeah. I get this sinking feeling whenever I remember how Dahnan mages like my family were persecuted and died out. And now, I finally know why that is. But I was thinking, if Renans end up living together with Dahnans again, then mages won't be such an unusual thing to see on Dahna anymore, right? I know it's not as simple as all that, but Dahnans probably won't be so quick to let their guards down. And there might be Renans who still act superior because of their arts.
It wouldn't surprise me. 300 years of bad blood and prejudice isn't going to be an easy thing to overcome.
Yeah, I know firsthand just how much hatred can take hold in your heart once you let it in. But even so, I was still able to change. And if I can change, so can anyone else. So I was thinking maybe, I don't know, I could use my position as both a Dahnan and a mage to help bring both sides together.
Yeah.
That great spirit worries me too, though. Dahna's will feels so warm and inviting. So why is Rena's will trying to destroy our entire planet?
Now that you mention it, Everett 35 and the other scientists here never really brought that up. Maybe they don't know either.
Maybe. But regardless, at the end of the day, Dahna's still our home. There's no way we can let it be destroyed.
We won't. We'll keep it safe no matter what.
Yeah. Plus, once we tell the Renans about this stuff, they're going to want a place to live as too. So they're most likely going to move in onto the planet. Law and Dohaleen. Go talk to Law first.
I still can't believe it, man.
You're not
Me
the only
neither,
one
dude.
still trying to make sense of all this. Believe me.
Really? You've never struck me as the type of guy to get hung up on these sorts of things.
Did you forget what happened back in Thistleum? Once my memory started coming back to me, I felt completely and totally lost.
It was really that bad for you?
Yeah, it was. But thanks to Law and everybody else, I remembered that I still had things out there worth fighting for.
Man, I think you might be a better guy than me, Alphen. All I can remember thinking was, when's this guy gonna get his act together?
Law.
I was too worried about repeating the same mistakes I'd made back with my dad, and running away from the truth. That was no way to live, and I've tried to stay strong, my way. But all this talk about other races and the world ending, if I can be honest with you guys, it's just all too much for me to handle right now.
I know this is going to sound strange coming from me, but maybe the key is not to worry too much about the big stuff right now.
Oh?
I used to worry all the time about my thorns, for obvious reasons, but I never really opened up to anyone about them. And when I realized my visions pointed to a threat that was bigger than me, I didn't know what I should do or who to tell. But that's when I finally got it. You guys were all there for me, to teach me what's really important. I just had to open up and listen.
In other words, if you let the big picture stuff get you all muddled up inside, you'll begin to lose sight of what you really care about. Yeah, I think you're right.
The thing that's most important, what I really care about. All I want to do is protect the people that really matter to me, to fight for them. That's good enough, right?
Bingo.
Not everyone is strong enough to fight.
Huh?
It's something your dad told me once when he was still alive.
Oh, no, never mind.
Law, you know you're strong enough to fight, and you're strong enough to protect the people you care about. Forget all the big stuff going on. Just don't lose sight of what you want to protect in the first place. Sound good?
Yeah, I think it does. It's like a big weight's been lifted off my shoulders. I'll fight to protect the people around me. Just like I always have. I think that's best.
Aww. You're so cheery. Alright. Dohaleen, you're last. I know you didn't take the news very well. Eh.
I apologize for making you witness that.
You're
You
fine.
mean hearing the origins of the Renans?
Indeed. It's shocking to have so many things I thought to be indelible fade away in mere seconds.
Even I'm still not sure everything we've heard here is actually true.
Let's not delude ourselves. If what we've heard is a lie, it's a rather elaborate one. I can only imagine that you must have been constantly feeling like this, ever since your memory returned, Alphen. And you as well, Shion. About your thorns, and being a maiden.
That's just part of being alive, don't you think?
Well, to say the least. But enough about me. I'm not concerned for myself. What concerns me is all of the other Renans out there.
When you say the other Renans, you mean the ones that are living on Lenegis or Dahna, right?
Correct. Even if we stop the Great Spirit from annihilating Dahna, our problems will still remain. Putting aside the untold state that Rena may be in, if we do not truly belong there, we will have to think long and hard about where it is that we wish to return to.
So, I guess your only real choices at this point are to either stay on Lenegis, or come down to Dahna, huh? And right now, Lenegis might not even be a safe option.
And at the same time, Dahnans are hardly likely to embrace Renans with open arms. If the issue is forced, things could turn dire. There is, after all, 3 centuries worth of hatred to overcome between us. And the victims of our rule have absolutely every right to feel animosity towards us Renans. Our own circumstances as the aggressors are irrelevant.
I didn't expect the former Lord of Menancia to be so down about people reconciling.
Menancia's fate was a stroke of good luck. There had been backlash over how it had been ruled, and I was blessed to have sympathizers among my ranks. Still, even now, there remain ardent dissidents.
But things can still change if you have the right people to help lead the way. Isn't that what you hope to achieve on Lenegis, after this is all over?
Indeed. I have fully accepted the burden of that responsibility. In that regard, I remain determined. On that note, I have something of a favor to ask of you, Alphen.
Ask away.
What is it?
I wish for you to serve as a mediator so that the Renans can live on Dahna peaceably. As the one and only blazing sword, I suspect the Dahnans may listen to what you have to say when problems arise.
And I take it that you'll be the one to represent the Renans?
Yes. I realize that I'm asking quite a lot of you. However, the fact of the matter is that it will take time for Renans to re-enter Dahnan society without any bloodshed. That is why.
You're the same as ever, Dohalim.
Is it too much?
No, relax. You get so tense and formal when you're asking for a favor. Listen, there's no need for that. We're friends.
Come here, you big
You're
lug.
too kind. I can see you were raised well.
That's some high praise, Alphen.
Then I'll ask once again, this time just as friends. Alphen, will you help me?
You don't even need to ask. Of course I will.
Thank you, my friend.
Aww.
Well, it sounds like everyone's learning from their past and using it to create a better future for everyone.
Seems to.
What about you, Shion? How do you feel about the origin of the Renans?
To be honest, I'm not really all that shocked, actually. I mean, I might be a Renan in the literal sense, but I've never really felt like one of them. Right now, it's kind of a mystery.
How do you mean?
Because for a really, really long time, all I ever thought about was how I was going to die. Not if or when, but how. I thought I'd die alone. That fate had me in its steely grip.
And now
I
you
would have
found
never
love.
imagined that I'd be traveling with someone like you, fighting to save Rena and Dahna. I mean, how could I have? It's been going on for 300 years. All this tragedy and destruction. When you consider the Helghan Quill's part in all this, it's been even longer than that. It was Naori's hope that somehow, someone in the future would be able to stop it, before it was too late. How it fell on us, of all people, to heed that call, is a mystery.
I don't think Naori was hoping that we would just stop the world from getting destroyed. She considered me, a Dahnan, as a real person. And
Maybe she
very much
secretly knew the
cherished her
truth.
own people too. I don't think she wanted the world to be saved, just so they could go back to hurting each other. Oh, maybe this is what she meant.
Huh?
Hmm?
When we were talking to Kisara earlier, About all that stuff, like everyone's needing to meet halfway and embrace each other's pain and suffering. She said that the first step down that path was for each of us to put aside our own hatred. That means forgiving other people, even and especially before they forgive you.
Forgiving. So it goes both ways, right? Is that what you're saying?
I guess.
Yeah. I don't just mean forgiving things that happened in the past either. Conflicts will keep happening. If we have any hope of moving on and building a better future, we have to all learn to forgive each other.
You know, you're right. People can hurt one another without even meaning to. I know that better than most, thanks to these thorns.
It's not going to be easy getting past this pain. But if we can do it, I'm sure there'll come a time when we can all truly understand each other. I'm there with you, Shion. I too want to protect the world we live in, and all the people we care about. I think that's the very least I can do to repay Naori for everything that she did.
Yeah. I want a future that she would feel proud to live in, and I'm going to fight for it.
Whoa there, Savior Girl. We're here to save you too, you know.
Yeah.
Yes,
Calm
I know.
down, little puppy.
Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. I want to live.
Go on,
And that's
mate.
the honest truth.
Wow.
Well,
Oh, there we go.
is everybody ready to do what needs to be done?
I am. There's a lot to think about, but at the end of the day, Dan is still in danger.
And we
I
need
don't
to save
care
it.
who we're up against. We'll kick their ass.
That we're going up against was
What
probably
are
a
your thoughts,
god.
Alphen? I want to know what's on your mind, too.
Like Law said, if we have to fight the Great Spirit on Rena, then so be it. It's trying to rob us of our entire world. And it's going to take not just our home, but all of existence along with it. That alone is enough to make it our enemy. But it's not only that. One way or another, I think beating the Great Spirit is going to be tied to us saving Shion.
You're saying there's a chance?
What have we got to lose?
You're referring to the vision of destruction we all saw in Lenegis, I take it?
Yeah. 3 centuries ago, the astral energy that appeared at the spirit channeling ceremony showed Naori that vision. And to hear Shion tell it, it's the same one that she sees from her own thorns as well.
Indeed. Shion's thorns are comprised of dark astral energy, the one type which we know is native only to Rena. And if Rena's Great Spirit is what's behind Dahna's pending destruction, then...
Shion's thorns are the Great Spirit? It's not actually on Rena like we thought?
We don't know anything for certain. At the very least, though, I think it's possible her thorns are a part of the Great Spirit.
while the main body resides in Rena.
Shion.
How did you say that with your mouth not moving?
If these thorns really are a part of Rena's Great Spirit, I'm going to go over there and give it a piece of my mind and then some.
That a girl.
The question
mate.
is, how do we confront it? Suffice it to say, that flower growing out of Rena is enormous, large enough to house the will of an entire planet. The Wedge and Lenegis were both hard enough for us to overcome in their own right. This is an altogether greater challenge for merely 6.
And we only know about the Thorn's connection thanks to Naori.
Hevric 35 has been observing the Great Astral Spirit this whole time. It wouldn't ask us to fight it unless it has a plan of some sort. Let's go see what that is.
Right. But first, we might need some food.
Our minds are made up. Let's go give Hevrek 35 our answer.
Lennigus today.
So if the Sovereign and Maiden were originally boot-up programs for Lennigus, what about now?
Even with the Forbidden Zone in ruins and the Renans Alma stolen, Lennigus is functioning fine. If it needed us before, it doesn't appear to now.
First they lumber you with a position you never asked for, then you're discarded like you're nothing? Who the hell do they think they are?
More importantly, who do they think we are? We might not even factor into their list of concerns.
I just hope everyone on Lennigus is safe.
Worst comes to worst, Lennigus is equipped with a large number of starships that people can escape in. As long as the whole satellite doesn't suddenly explode or something, they should be fine.
Wait, explode?
In any case, if we're truly going to make a difference, it's on Rena we're needed, not Lennigus. The people there will be fine, I'm sure of it.
Right.
Right. We're going to go kill God, a godlike or a godlike being. The starship, oh. I have to go talk to Thingy first. But, where the hell are we? Oh, okay. Yeah, what is it with JRPGs? It's either you're gonna kill God, kill gods, or kill a godlike being. So, no, we're not in here. This is the observatory. Like, been here for what, 5 minutes and I'm already lost.
Do you have your answer for me?
We want to ask something first. You're asking us to fight an entire planet. How exactly do you expect us to do that?
Shoot at it.
You
Big
must
laser.
have something up your sleeve, or else you wouldn't put us up to it.
The great astral spirit is an immense being, but its actual will does not run throughout its entire body. Rather, its will is derived from the core, which supports the rest of the body, and is where its strength is most densely concentrated. Therefore, if you destroy the core, the Great Spirit shall become unable to maintain sentience and return to being ordinary astral energy.
And how are we supposed to destroy that core?
By using the Renans Alma. You will also need the assistance of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. They are our best tools for suppressing and controlling astral energy. Using their powers, the Maiden shall seal the great astral spirit within her body, and the Sovereign shall wield the power of the Renans Alma to destroy it.
Hold on. That sounds a lot like what Shion described before.
Yeah, killing herself to take out the thorns with her.
She was actually right all along.
By my calculations, your powers combined should be sufficient to destroy the great astral spirit and disperse its energy widely enough to make it difficult to reform.
What will happen to the Maiden once we manage to beat the great astral spirit?
Any matter contained within the field of destruction shall be erased.
So it really will kill me.
No!
This method is the most simple one available to destroy the Great Spirit, and is therefore our most reliable option.
What are our other options?
There is little reason to consider alternative courses of action when the most optimal among them is so clear.
You don't get it. I promised Shion that she wouldn't die, that we'd save the world without needing to sacrifice her. We didn't fight this whole time just to give up on her at the very end. If there's any other way to take out the Great Spirit, I want to hear it.
This plan shall lead to the fewest losses in preserving your world. Abandoning it is irrational.
That's...
It is vital that you proceed with this plan. A part of Rena's great astral spirit already resides within her. 300 years ago, the Great Spirit descended upon Lennigus in an attempt to assume direct control of the spirit channeling ceremony. We have reason to believe the Great Spirit left part of itself behind, and that it now resides in the Maiden.
Which would make Alphen's earlier hypothesis correct.
Is there a way we can take it out?
Inside the maiden belongs to the core and can be used by the great astral spirit to revive itself. So long as it remains, it will be all but impossible to fully eradicate the great spirit. That is why it is necessary for it to be vanquished only once it is whole. Without the maiden's direct control over the great spirit, attacking it is futile and will only serve to strengthen it.
No.
Wait. Naori said that the Renans Alma can suppress the self-realization of astral energy, and that the thorns can be neutralized by placing them in it. If so, can't the same also be done to the Great Spirit, seeing as the thorns are simply part of it?
Well,
Smart cookie,
can
that
it?
one.
It is true that the Renans Alma is capable of what you suggest, and could contain the great astral spirit.
Yes!
However, doing so requires fine control on the level of the spirit channeling ceremony. Considering that the Renans Alma was previously lost when that ceremony failed, I cannot allow it. Its uncertainty is simply too great.
What does that mean for us if you won't allow it?
No, screw it. We're gonna do it anyway.
Your starship will not be restored, and you will all be unable to leave here.
Why you?
Fine then. I'd rather stay here and rot than do it your way.
Alfin?
Whatever we do, if we mess up, Dahna's screwed. The Great Spirit will destroy it. If you're fine letting that happen, and we have nothing to gain either way, then I'd rather do nothing. We want to stop Dahna from getting destroyed. We want to save it. But not if it means having to sacrifice one of us in the process. If all you're gonna do is sit back and watch us where it's safe, then quit ordering us around and shut up!
Alfin.
You tell him.
What you say is irrational. Be that as it may, I shall accede to your demand.
You'll agree?
I am an observer. The Sovereign, Maiden, and Renans Alma are my species' greatest achievement. I wish to see how well they work against the Great Spirit in light of our demise by its hands.
But what are we supposed to do about the Renans Alma? One of your buddies ran off with it back on Lenegus.
It is likely that the Renans Alma is with the Great Spirit, functioning as a catalyst for it to receive Dahna's astral energy.
So our only option to retrieve it is to head straight for the Great Spirit and take it back?
According to my observations, the astral energy is most densely concentrated in the center of Rena, where the Great Spirit's core is located.
So right in the middle of that giant flower then.
I have one more question. You've said that Rena's great astral spirit is already integrated with the planet. What will happen to Rena once it vanishes?
Without the will of the Great Spirit, Rena is predicted to collapse. Even in such a scenario, the energy will disperse, and the Great Spirit will likely not reform.
It's gonna go boom.
So you're saying that even if we manage to beat the Great Spirit without destroying it, we'll still be in danger?
Likely, the collapse will occur in stages. It is recommended that you all escape before the final stage.
Man, I wish that thing would tell it to us straight for once.
Havrek 35 and the others have gotten used to hypothesizing from afar is all.
Nod.
Fix our starship. We're going to Rena.
Excellent.
But I want to make one thing clear. We're doing this for ourselves, to protect what matters to us. We're not doing it for your sake, or because you told us to.
Yeah.
Remember that.
It matters little to me. The end result shall be the same. Repair work on your starship has commenced. You'll have to wait until it's finished.
Okie dokie then.
Man, is it too much to ask for Hevrick 35 to talk like a normal person? I swear I can feel my brain starting to fry after listening to all that complicated stuff.
Don't worry. I think we're mostly done with him. Now all we have to do is rest up and wait.
Well,
Once
at
the
least...
Fall Knights is good to go again, we'll be taking off for Rena right away.
Well, we learnt the truth. No skill points whatsoever, though. If I say we're close to the end again, is it just going to prove me wrong and give us another couple of hours worth of gameplay?
Is the Renis Alma really our only hope against the Great Spirit? There has to be another way, right?
Shion's Fire Master Core was able to suppress astral energy to prevent it from gaining sentience, right? Couldn't we make use of that somehow?
I'm not sure.
Probably.
In small doses, maybe. And with the amount of energy we're talking about here.
Back in Calaglia, the Blazing Sword was able to take in a whole spirit vessel's worth of energy. If it has the capacity to manage that, it can do this, right?
Except after it absorbed the energy, it ended up releasing it all moments later, remember? Let's not forget, it nearly killed you. Besides, this is the Great Spirit we're talking about, not a paltry vessel. Even if I could use the Master Core, your body wouldn't be able to take the strain of channeling that much energy.
Well, we're gonna do it anyway.
Fred didn't mention it, and it did not seem the type to skimp on details. So assuming it's even possible, the chances are slim to none.
You're probably right.
Let's go. I'll take it some time to complete repairs. Your ship, I suggest that you all get some rest in the interim. Okay. We're all rested. What up, Doaline?
You still thinking about what the scientists told us? About where Renans really come from?
I am, but not for myself.
You're worried about the future of the Renan people.
The fact that our people have been the same this whole time will only give the Dahnans further reason to resent us.
But you still intend to confront this truth head-on, don't you?
Well, I did declare that I would live my life for the living, and not the dead. Even as I dream of retirement, I shall remain dedicated to the cause.
I'm sure you'll do great.
Now that I think about it, I don't believe I've ever heard you criticize or reproach us Renans even once.
I'm no saint. I have skeletons in my closet too. There was definitely a time when I hated Renans for who they were. I hated them just for being Renan. But you changed that, Dohalim. You gave me an opportunity to see them in a different light. Thanks to your reforms, we were able to stand next to Renans not as slaves, but as equals for the first time in our lives. Of course, I'm sure there were some Renans who still hated us on the inside. But we knew that not all of you were like that. There were those of you who were good, and that was a start. When it comes down to it, Renans are just people. They can be good or bad, just like Dahnans.
That is, in essence, the heart of your approach, isn't it? That we're all people.
Yeah, it is. When you can pull someone aside and talk to them one-on-one, then you have the chance to come to an understanding. But as soon as you stereotype, that chance goes away, and you stop thinking of them as people that you can relate to.
I understand what you're saying, but we're talking about massive numbers of Renans and Dahnans alike. Realistically speaking, surely they won't all be able to get along.
Probably not, but it's worth a try.
Even if we end up butting heads with one person, maybe we'll find better luck among their friends. If we can build a society that works like that, that'll be something worth nurturing and protecting.
So you wish for people to form real bonds and do away with the hierarchy outright? To deal with one another as humans, and nothing more? That's the ideal future you hope to see when this is all over?
Yes, I do. I think it would make for a fine tribute to my brother's legacy. Though, that said, I would be doing it for the people of the future first and foremost. Do you still plan to return to Lenegis when this is over?
Indeed I do. I don't know whether I'll be able to reside in Lenegis proper, however. My first order of business may be to find somewhere to live.
You'll always have a home in Menancia, you know.
As I shall ever keep in mind.
Well, if you ever need a helping hand, don't hesitate to come get me. I'll always be there for you, Doe.
Aww.
Did you just... Never mind. Thank you, Kisara. I appreciate your patience as I work all this out.
Don't even mention it. And really, when you think about it, now that we know the two of us aren't so different after all, don't you think that brings down a barrier that used to be between us?
You know,
What's gonna
I hadn't actually
happen?
thought of it that way before. But I do like the sound of it.
Yeah.
I think I do too.
They gonna kiss? Damn it!
Hey, why'd you call me here? Was there something you wanted to talk about?
Well, if everything we've heard about the Great Spirit is true, then we're getting close to our final battle.
Don't say that. Last time I said
So I
that,
wanted to apologize while I can.
we ended up having a
Apologize?
few more hours.
For what?
I was being real stupid before. About whether Dahna's will had been controlling us and all that. I get why you're angry now. Anybody would be if something they trusted was being questioned. So, I'm sorry, Rinwell. Really. I should have kept my mouth shut.
No, Law. Honestly, I think you might have been onto something.
Really?
Of course you were worried. Who wouldn't be if they found out there might be some invisible force pulling our strings this whole time?
But you really trust Dahna's will, don't you? Is it because you can sense it a lot more than the rest of us? Because you can understand it?
Yeah, I think that might be part of it. But I think I also want to believe it's good.
Believe?
Remember how I used to really resent coming from a family of mages?
Yeah, of course. Because you were always on the run and had to live in hiding.
When we rescued Zephyr and I finally decided to come along with you all, something changed inside me. It was the first time I felt like my powers had any meaning, even if that meaning was only helping you guys fight. Then, when I felt Dahna's will,
Someone
I was
slammed something.
overwhelmed by how vast and warm it was. It made me want to believe my powers were made to connect with it. It made me believe I had a bigger purpose.
So that's why you hope it doesn't turn out to be bad. You almost need it to be kind.
Yeah.
Well, alright. Then I promise I'll lay off bad-mouthing it.
You will?
You'll try.
There's no way for me to know for sure one way or the other, right? But you trust it, Rinwell, and that's enough for me. So I'll trust it because you do.
Remember what I said about neither planet's Great Spirit reaching us here?
Yeah?
That's not quite true. I can feel just a little bit of Rena's inside you and everyone else.
What?
I sensed it when we first got here. It's a really small amount, so it doesn't feel like it has a will of its own. But I think that's how Dahna's energy probably is too.
So you're saying there's a little bit of Dahna's will inside each of us? In a way, doesn't that mean we're all Dahna's will?
What?
Well, like you said, unless Dahna's energy comes together, it has no will. So if we all have a little bit of Dahna's astral energy inside us...
Yeah. Maybe
We're all
F35 might
Dahna.
know the answer. But you know what? I don't need to ask it. My will is my own. I fight for who I want to fight for. That's who I am now. Who I've become. So thanks, Rinwell, for sharing that with me.
Aww.
Ah,
This has become
To
quite
be
a long
honest,
cutscene.
the only reason I was suspicious of Dana's will, well, I mean, it mostly was... I feel like you and I had grown apart lately, and I was worried it was because...
huh?
Never mind. Nothing. Just forget about it.
Huh?
Damn it!
No, what were you saying?
Saying? I don't remember
Come
saying
on.
anything.
Now you won't tell me what you were
No,
thinking?
that's not what I'm saying.
Then spit it out already.
He likes you! Aww, they adorable. We just going having our rounds of everyone just confessing their feelings, basically.
Are you
or...
sure you don't want to get some rest?
I can't.
Yes.
I've got too much on my mind. Especially knowing how close our last battle is. How are you doing, Shion?
Same as you. Still trying to absorb everything.
Looks like it.
Remember when it was so simple? We were only fighting all the lords on Dahna? All of that feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it?
Ages and ages ago. Everything that's happened since we first met. So many fights, so much chaos, so many wonderful people.
Now let's learn to love.
If I hadn't run into you that day, well, I wouldn't have met all of you. I never would have held the blazing sword or looked for something more. I wouldn't have my memories back. I'd still be a faceless slave, like as not long dead.
Hey, Alphen. I want you to promise me something.
What that?
If we can't find the Renus Alma, there's something I want you to do.
He's not going to kill you.
Like Hevrect 35 said, the only way we can end the Great Spirit for good is to go after both the main body in Rena and the thorns in me. I need you to promise me, Alphen, that if for some reason we can't get the Renus Alma back, you'll use the blazing sword to destroy the Great Spirit, and me along with it.
Huh?
No, I don't wanna.
It's true the blazing sword may not have the strength of the Renus Alma. But it's taken us this far. It's slain lords and beasts. At the very least, it has to be worth a try.
You can't be serious. Have you forgotten everything that
Listen,
we've...
the Great Spirit isn't just our problem. It's a threat to our entire world. Renans and Dahnans alike. We don't know what's going to happen when we face it, but we need to be prepared for anything. We can't second-guess ourselves when the time comes. I promise you, I'm not planning on going anywhere. I'm prepared to fight with absolutely everything I've got. But if it comes down to it, I need you to be prepared too.
Okay.
Mm.
You should know that I'm not going to give up on you, Shion. I'm going to fight this until the very end. I hope you can forgive me for that.
Roaring music in the background.
Alphen. Okay, I understand. And I'll forgive you.
Thank you, Shion.
So it's a promise then?
It is,
Yeah,
I will
It's
try.
a promise.
I remember how I felt the first time you touched me.
Hmm?
My
Whoa,
thorns
whoa,
made
whoa,
any
whoa, I don't think we need
contact
to
a
know.
mistake no one would ever make twice. After they'd seen what could happen, fear would always linger behind their eyes. In my entire life, I never had someone willingly reach out to me. But when you reached out to me and gently took my hand, you didn't react at all. It was so easy for you. I don't have words for the shock I felt in that moment.
That's because I couldn't feel pain back then.
Even once you could, though, you still chose to keep reaching out to me. And when you did, I felt this warmth that I had never known before. But still, I hate having to see you suffer through it every time you do.
You won't have to worry about that for much longer.
You think so?
I do, because Shion,
He loves you.
No. You can tell me once my thorns are gone. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Ball blues, the ball blip blip blip. Blue ball the poor guy, why don't you? At least let him tell you.
Everybody get enough rest? We ready for this?
Yeah, we should probably get moving.
Agreed. Can't stand around waiting all day.
Our task is relatively straightforward. We need only descend down to Rena, defeat the Great Spirit, and restore stability to both worlds.
We're fighting for a new future for both Dahna and Rena.
Right. We've come this far. We will save our worlds. That's a promise.
Yeah!
Then let's go, everybody. We've got one last wall to tear down.
Repairs on your starship are complete. Everything is in working order.
Is that you, Hevrek 35? You can see us from where you are?
I can. I can see anywhere within the bounds of Dake Faisal.
Sounds like someone's a peeping Tom.
Maybe we should give Hevrect 35 a break. It has been stuck in this tiny facility for a very, very long time.
I have unlocked all functions on your starship. You can now make use of its warp drive.
Ooh, a warp drive.
Wait, you mean like what the Red Women used on us? What brought us here?
It's possible that the Red Women may have found a way to activate it on the starship. They are Helghan Quill, after all.
Using the warp drive, you should be able to breach Rena's atmosphere without being detected.
Wait, should?
You'll need to be careful. Due to the force field surrounding Rena, the ship will be unable to go any further than the surface of the planet.
So, once we reach the shell, it appears we'll have to infiltrate the core by foot. Understood.
Right.
We gotta go all the way down just walking?
Will all the Helghan Quill go back to normal once we defeat the Great Spirit? I have a strange feeling we're going to have to fight them before this is all over.
The extinction of my people is inevitable at this stage. As such, it would be illogical to risk the success of the mission in a vain attempt to save my kind.
We understand.
Can't that thing lighten up a bit? Everything it says seems to be about what's illogical.
Well, come on, Doe.
Hold up, did you just...
You heard the lady. Get going.
I have
Move.
one last question.
What?
As Sovereign, your identification number indicates that you are well past your predicted life expectancy. Similarly, the Maiden lacks any identification number, as her function should have been rendered unnecessary. Despite this, the two of you continue to exist. Why?
It's a long story.
We exist because others have entrusted this to us. Over the years, many people have come together and sworn to see this through to the end.
You mean it is because of multiple chance interactions? The likelihood of such events is statistically improbable. Why have you two continued to persist under these conditions?
It's hard to explain. To be honest, I don't think it's something an observer could understand.
Why does Shion look like Alpha and is like, bro, you're telling him a bit too much information?
All right, time to get back on the Fall Knights.
To the ship! Looking at him, he's like, bro, shut the fuck up! Hey. Off to Rena!
It would appear that our Helghan Quill host really has fulfilled its end of the bargain.
You know what
Neat.
that means. Time to go to Rena.
I guess this means we should give that warp drive a spin.
Ooh, pretty. Weird cutscene though. Went on for a bit longer than it probably needed to. The place looks like it's seen better days.
There's nothing here. This weird ocean we're surrounded by just stretches out everywhere. Is this really where the Helghan Quill come from?
I don't sense even a trace of astral energy. This world is dead.
Then this must be the hollowing.
You mean to tell me this whole world, the entire ocean is that stuff?
And it's covering everything. The entire planet.
Wait, if this is all made out of ocean, how
This is
are
what the Grate
they
Spirit
breathing?
does. After it depleted this planet of every last speck of astral energy, it went after Dahna.
So arresting. This world of doom.
Back in its day, Rena was probably just as vibrant as Dahna is. But after being robbed of its astral energy for so long, those days are gone and past. This is all that will remain.
So the Grate Spirit took everything. It stole energy not just from living beings, but the land, the sea, everything.
And it bound the Helghan Quill in servitude until their whole world was nothing but this. And by the looks of it, that's how it remains to this day. A world of death and emptiness.
With nothing left here to consume, the Grate Spirit turned its sights on Dahna, looking for another host.
You're saying if we don't stop it, this is what Dahna's going to look like?
We can be sure that even these few remaining remnants of Renan life will not be spared in the end.
If the oblivion and darkness both Shion and Naori saw comes to pass, nothing will survive. It looks like we can climb down from there.
There seems to be some sort
Let's
of
take a look.
teleporter. Destroyed remains Rena. Remnants.
So this is Rena. This is where everything began. Yet
Special
it's a dead world?
owls
I won't
seem to
let
have
Dahna suffer the
appeared
same
throughout
fate,
Rena.
ever.
I don't know. If we have some time during the end, we'll probably See if we can knock out a few side quests. If not, I'll do them in my spare time. I very much doubt I feel like doing them all. Ooh.
A hollowed ocean as far as the eye can see. What do you think would happen if we fell in?
What do you mean, what would happen? You'd drown, wouldn't you?
Come to think of it, I don't believe I've heard of someone ever trying. Perhaps you'd like the glory of being the first?
No thanks.
I'll pass.
This is essentially a world-sized Renan graveyard. Are you proposing to disturb the dead slumber just to satisfy your curiosity, Lol?
No, because I said I passed.
Taking an interest is understandable, but let's not forget where we are. This place deserves our respect.
Looks like we're not going to be hearing the end of this one for a while.
You'd think I was already snorkeling in it or something.
Aw, poor Law. The challenge of a lifetime.
So the idea is to seal the Great Spirit inside the Renans Alma using the Sovereign and Maiden's power. But just how do we do that exactly?
Magic.
I'm guessing it won't be as easy as holding a spirit channeling ceremony at our leisure.
I already had wielded astral energy once 3 centuries ago. As for suppressing her thorns, Shion's had a lifetime's experience. The problem isn't just our enemy's strength, it's that it's sentient too. And you can bet anything you like it's not going to just sit back and let us destroy it.
But why
In other
not?
words, we need to find some way to weaken it in advance. The Great Spirit, that is.
Back when Shion's thorns flew out of control, we were able to deal with them directly. If this is their host, they should be even more corporeal here.
If that's the case, it should make them easier to attack at least. And if we can manage to divert enough energy away from the spirit's core, even temporarily,
We might just be able to weaken it enough to steal the Renans Alma, which we can then use to seal it away forever. It won't be easy, but it's our only shot. Time to buckle up.
Alright. Another one. Bridging the divide.
Question for you. Let's say, knock on wood, everything turns out for the best.
What'll the world be like? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of this, do you really think everything will be that different?
A lot will have to change, that's for sure. The world will have to adjust to so much. My only worry is if those changes turn out to be merely skin deep.
what do you mean?
It's well and good putting an end to
What do you
Renan rule,
mean?
but if it just turns the tables, it's all for naught.
That's true. Just as bad if the Dahnans started pressing their own.
Renans, Dahnans, Astral art users, mages. The world is full of labels used to divide and separate people.
If only we could see differences like that for what they are. No different to someone having a musical talent or being good with their hands. Not differences so much as characteristics.
It will take someone in power to set an example, but with time, people will follow. And then, perhaps one day,
There will no longer be any need for the example. It will have become second nature.
That's where we come in. We can set the example.
Yeah!
Imagine it. A world where magic and astral arts are used to help people. Where that's the norm rather than the exception.
Yeah, you're right, Rinwell. Why wait for somebody else? We can show them ourselves.
Oh, we're done. Good. Ooh, right. We start here. It does nothing. We go here. It does nothing. So I guess this is gonna be our first order of business. Hope it takes us somewhere nice.
Looks like we've worked into that pit of astral energy.
Another one. Retirement plans. I'm gonna have a farm. Would that most likely be laws?
I wonder what Helghan Quill civilization was like at its zenith.
I can imagine that'd be something you'd take an interest in.
There's no question it must have been advanced, like none either world has ever seen. we could surely stand to learn a thing or two from such a people.
I get that you're itching to delve into its history, but we've got bigger fish to fry right now.
Put a pin in it, and you can do all the research you want when you retire.
I can think of worse things than a retirement dedicated to research. As for whether Rena is amenable to an aging specimen...
It's a little early to be giving it serious thought just yet.
A man can dream, though. A man can dream.
Oh, we didn't say there's anything wrong with dreaming.
In your case, Dohalim, dreams have a habit of spiraling into something else.
You'll need to stay with us for now, though. You're too helpful to let retire.
Why do I feel this is less of a compliment and more of an ultimatum?
Just a friendly suggestion.
Keeping up with the Helghan Quill. What they said earlier.
Hey, I just realized something.
What?
Is this about dinner last night? I didn't realize those ingredients were off.
What?
What? No, I mean, wait, you fed us rotten food?
Rinwell, the point.
Oh, yeah, right. So I was thinking about those armored soldiers we've seen. There are regular Renans inside them, right?
Yeah, they're designed to make whoever's wearing them stronger. At least, I think that's the idea.
Right. So it kind of begs the question then, why are they made so huge?
I don't know, makes them more intimidating, I guess? Or maybe all that tech wizardry inside takes up a lot of space.
You don't think it's weird how the armored soldiers are the exact same height as the Helghan Quill?
Can't say I'd ever noticed it till now. And?
Connect the dots, Law!
Okay, let me get this straight. You think the armored suits might have originally been designed to allow Renans to work alongside the Helghan Quill?
Huh. But if that's true, what would that mean?
It would mean... just that, I guess. But still, don't you think it's kind of interesting?
Not hugely. Hey, Kisara, well, I've got you. What's on tonight's menu? Because I was thinking, maybe meat?
You and your meat. Bird attack!
Oh, what did I do?
Oh, now you want to listen. Keep pecking, Hoodle!
Ow, ow, ow! Seriously, what the hell?
Be attacked by the adorable mascot. Rolling the herd.
You know, guys, when you think about it, we've taken out a lot of Zeugles. Like, a whole lot.
You can say that again. If one thing's for certain in this world, it's that wherever we go, we'll always end up bumping into them.
Isn't it weird that they're still so plentiful? You don't think the Renans have, like, a ranch where they breed them, do you?
Certainly in all of my years, I've never heard of them constructing such a massive facility on Dahna, let alone up in Lenegus.
The only thing I can think of, then, is that the feral ones must be reproducing on their own.
There's also no organized effort on our part to hunt them down, so it's difficult to fully exterminate them.
Exterminate them? Whoa, don't you think that's maybe a little harsh?
What do you mean?
Zeugles originally used to be living creatures native to Dahna and Rena, right? Being genetically modified isn't their fault.
You're right. Zeugles were only created because of us Renans. We altered the original creatures to suit our own ends.
First, people made Zeugles, and then we let them go. And now we're trying to kill them because they're a threat. They really have only seen the very worst, huh?
I hope we find a way to be able to live side by side with them one day.
It's a nice thought, but they attack towns and cities. What else are we supposed to do?
Aside from the strays that have gone wild, it's worth remembering that Renans are able to keep them somewhat under control.
If we had distinct territories that didn't overlap, that might reduce the danger they pose.
Well, I guess when you look at it that way, maybe people and Zeugles aren't so different after all.
How about we round some of them up and put them in a Zeugle zoo? Just saying. Keep one of the girl that likes those other things kind of happy. It's a Power Ranger.
Helghan Quill. Guess they don't need their Red Woman disguises anymore.
Kill them.
Can you understand us?
It's
Nope.
no use. We're not going to get through to them.
So they really are being controlled. In that case, we've got no choice.
Charge!
They're not pulling punches. We have
I
no
hope.
choice but to beat them at their own game.
You're mine! It's over!
Shit.
You're mine! Vacuum blade! Lightning thrust! Come and face me! Vacuum blade!
And
Come
go.
through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
And there's still quite a lot of them.
I'm going to need to use all the power of my magic field. Here, let me help.
Come on, just...
I'll take you all on.
Oh, there she goes.
Flare the Malika.
And they're still kicking.
Vacuum blade!
Magic healing.
Take this!
And just like that, I'm back in it.
Start by holding the front line.
No sooner said.
Astral energy.
Say no more! Shut!
Well done.
Right, that's one down.
Kisara. Go for it.
Prepare to crumble.
Two.
No escape! Lunar Rondo!
Make it rain. I'll stop your movement.
And I'll stop your life!
And that's the last one.
Alphen,
I can't forgive them for what they've done, but I hate killing them. They don't even know why they're fighting. How does that even make them any different from the Dahnan slaves?
Perhaps. However, if we don't make a choice, the guilt of not doing anything will be that much worse.
Yeah, I know. I hate for it to be like this. But if it happens again, you won't find me hesitating to act.
I wonder if we're going to get attacked again.
Most
We lose
likely.
heart now. This whole mission is over. We have to stay the course.
The Helghan Quill's legacy.
I thought there'd be more dirt and rocks and stuff underneath the hollowed ocean, but it's all artificial.
I would imagine they're remnants left behind by the Helghan Quill, seeing as there's little actual land remaining.
It's incredible. Do you think it stretches all the way down to the center of the planet?
Hey, these guys built Lenegus, remember? They probably did this in a weekend.
If they had the power to create things like this, did they really only use those immense capabilities to serve the Great Spirit? Or rather, was that the only use the Great Spirit let them use their capabilities for?
Helghan.
We haven't seen anyone here except Helghan Quill. Looks like this place really is their home planet.
The true citizens of Rena. What a shame that they have become nothing more than puppets to the Great Spirit. To think of the promise their accomplishments once held. They had the potential to be great indeed.
Do you think we could have got along with them? You know, if we had met under different circumstances. Like
all of us, you mean? I suppose it's difficult to say for sure. We don't even know if they would see us as being on an equal level with them or not.
I think we may have had the chance once, before the Renan Great Spirit came along and changed everything.
You and Alphen both share an optimism. A strong willingness to believe in hope.
Do you think that's foolish?
On the contrary, I should like to take a leaf from your book myself. In tragedy's aftermath, hope is all we have.
Onwards to the center.
Just look at the size of that thing. The Helghan Quill's technology certainly is impressive. And they don't seem to do things by halves either. In the past 300 years. No, even before that. Just how many people, Renan or Dahnan, do you think have ever seen this?
regarding the past 3 centuries at least, I'd say there's a good chance that we're the first. Also, while I get that it's impressive and all, I'm just amazed you're still standing around gawping at it at a time like this. Sometimes I wonder about your priorities.
I can understand where he's coming from. More to the point, does anyone know where it leads?
What do you mean where it leads? To the center of the planet, of course.
And that doesn't strike you as sounding just a little bit, oh, I don't know, far? There has to be a quicker way to get there, right?
Yeah. With all this technology at their fingertips, it seems pretty unlikely that they'd make that kind of journey on foot. There must be some kind of device somewhere. Let's see if we can figure out how to use it.
Borrow one of their contraptions? You're either brave or out of your mind.
Why not? We
Works
used
for
to
them,
get
there's
in.
no reason it wouldn't for us. Why make things harder for ourselves?
You know what he's like, Law. Once he gets an idea in his head, there's no talking him out of it.
Actually, how big is that? Ah, it's just this. This in this room. Hey guys. First I want the thing. Give me the thing. Oh, just right gel. Alright. Let's see what you are like.
I've got a really bad feeling about this.
Either way, we're dealing with it.
I'm not done.
These ones can run rings around us.
Die! Uh-oh. There we go. Nope. That's what I wanted. Damn it. Nearly had the thing up. There we go. Keep going.
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished.
There you go, Alvin.
It's time to end it.
There we go.
I'm
Now
right
it's just
beside you.
time for these little ones.
As impressive as always.
Here I hope.
No, I mean, you're even better than ever.
That
Aww.
extra training paid off.
Didn't get to finish her sentence. What thing?
Is this a dead end?
It appears this whole room functions as an elevator. That apparatus there is likely what's used to control it.
Free will.
I wonder how the Renans avoided being mind-controlled like the Helghan Quill. Do you think it might have something to do with the fact that they were originally Dahnans?
I'd say it's likely, which is pretty ironic when you think about it.
Ironic?
The Renans have committed grave injustices against the Dahnans. But it was all of their own volition, not because they were being controlled. Now, it turns out they themselves were once Dahnans too.
Which must mean that the root of their evil isn't the Great Spirit, but something inherent in all of us. Our free will.
Now hang on though. It was that same free will that allowed Xion and Dohalim to choose to fight alongside us. Without it, we wouldn't have been able to beat hatred and forge all those connections we've made. Free will is what saved us, right?
Law's entirely right. In any case, it certainly can't hurt to look on the bright side every now and then.
Aww.
Yeah. Where there's hope, there's a way.
What'd he say?
He said, without a doubt.
Yeah. He's a good little mascot, that owl. Alright, take the lift down. And we're already attacked.
What the? Where did they come from?
Less worry, more action. Concentrate.
And kick its ass.
Glacial spear. Now I've seen everything. I've got it. Let a marksman handle it.
Shit. I'm inflicted with fear. And Xion still has her thing taken down, so I can't use it. Who's next? The B. There we go. Your turn. Ash. Next.
Coming through. Ha! Now. Scarlet Inferno.
That's still alive.
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
There you go!
Make it rain! In an instant! Impact claw!
Who's next? More bees.
Frozen hammer!
I know there's just seems to be a lot of them. Why haven't we even reached the bottom of the lift yet?
It's over!
That'll bring you down!
Here I come!
Interstellar!
Eternal devastation!
Astral energy!
Say no more! Got it!
Well done!
More flying types.
Eternal devastation! Take this!
Annihilation!
Strike!
Do it! Astral energy!
Say no more! Not more! No escape!
But there seems to be a lot of them.
Eternal devastation!
Raging storm! Radiant launch! Do it!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Illuminate!
Gonna get a lot of good XP out of this.
Evil! Holy light! Make it rain! Neon! Astral energy! Full throttle!
Oh, at least he was the last one, and we seem to have made it at the bottom. Oh, at least we got to level 46.
Even in such a harsh environment as this, there are still creatures here?
You think they're native to Rena? Or could they be Zoogles somehow?
Whatever they are, they're dangerous. Watch yourselves around them.
Yeah. Right. Okey-dokey.
You think that pit stretches all the way to Rena's core?
If that's true, and if we go down, we should find the Great Spirit at the bottom.
We could get there even faster if we simply jump down instead.
That's what I was thinking.
Serious when you say that.
Yeah, we just jump down and just hope for the best. We've got a lot of rooms to check out. Alright, behind door number 1. A bunch of big dudes.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Shield and take! Water, hear my call!
Not today! Burn out! It's over! Burn in hell!
Water, hear my call! Spread! Hear me! Do it! Astral energy!
Say no more!
We did it! And behind chest number 1.
This might be
cane
some decent
vest.
equipment.
Well, it's for law. Ooh. Not bad. Alright.
Anything that makes battles easier is okay by me.
And there's nothing else in this room, so... Next. Down we go. Big centipede looking guy.
These structures don't look like anything built by the Renans. Or even what we saw in the Forbidden Zone.
Perhaps this is the true architectural style of the Helghan Quill. Or perhaps it's the opposite, given their situation.
You mean like how some places favor building stuff with stone, while others rely on wood?
That's an interesting way of looking at it. I'll have to inquire with Hevrect 35 about it sometime.
That's if he's still alive after this. Just. Money.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Nope.
No further! Here I come! You're finished!
Don't you just hate it when you push the wrong button?
Consider yourself finished!
And they're dead and done for. Next!
Any injuries?
I'm good. Oh. The healer Queen just popped out of nowhere. Hey guys, how you doing? Shit.
How do you like being pounded into shape? Where are you going? Guardian Field!
Do without this pain. Not a chance.
I'll take you all on.
Mommy's angry.
Flares of Malisa! Will this help? Guardian Field! Let me have healing circle! Make it rain!
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone! Yeah! Nice technique! Let's give it a whirl!
Lunar Rondo!
Do it!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Next! Oh no, they're all dead.
Am I on a roll or what?
You
look who's
sure
in a
are.
bright and shiny mood.
Ooh, what's behind this door? Be gone!
Those
Chest.
thorns.
I'm not letting them get in our way!
A holy
The design
cloak.
of this equipment.
Rennie, it's for you.
It is really interesting.
You must really like it, Alphen.
He likes anything weaponry. And it's a lizard dinosaur thing.
Brace yourselves!
Doesn't have any other weakness, so...
You picked the wrong fight!
Found it!
No further!
It's time to finish this!
Well, get on it then.
Consuming wildfire! Lunar corruption!
That didn't do much. But you stunned it. Shit.
Time to let it rip!
Go for it.
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
It's nearly dead.
No escape!
Inferno! Make it rain!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
That's some power you wield.
You're the one who did the heavy lifting.
Damn right it is. Alright. To the other side of this room. Ooh, chest. Gimme. A heavy treat. Doesn't seem we're too far off at the end of this hallway. Couldn't just let us through.
Brace yourself. This one's tough.
Shit.
It's over. You picked the wrong fight. You're mine. Is this it?
You made me angry.
And you won't like her when she's angry.
Bad idea.
Take this.
Shit. There we go.
I'll take you all on. Ha! Flare Demolisher!
Take this. Be still. Here I come.
Shit, shit. There we go. Nope.
Here I come. Vacuum blade. In an instant. Impact block.
Oh, they got all of it. Great.
I can feel my precision improving.
Good. Right. Next. Okay. So damage on the... This is going to be a big area to search through. Okay. Inwards we go. In chest number 1.
Hey, that looks pretty good.
I know nothing about the badges. Deal with this centipede-looking mother.
This won't be easy.
I thought he had a crest, core on its head for a second.
As if the normal creepy crawlies aren't disgusting enough.
Now they're huge.
Coming through. Ha! Now. Scarlet Inferno.
I'll heal you all.
Well, get on it then.
Thanks so much.
I don't know what I'd do without you.
Perhaps now isn't the time?
I really don't.
Come on.
My head's spinning just wonderful.
So let's go. Holy Glimmer. Exploding meteor.
Make it rain!
Look sharp. Lightning Tiger Ray.
Got it.
This should make for some good weapon crafting material.
Alright. Ooh. Stuff. Mine. Excuse me. Excuse me, pardon me, don't mind me. Just let me just wander on through here. Alright. Open sesame! Rare plate.
I found some equipment.
Not it's for Kisara. There we go. Okay.
Let me take a look at it.
I'm gonna want to... I think that'll do. Alright. Guard dog's in the way. In for a long fight.
We're in for a long...
Frozen?
Hammer!
Got it! Now we can go back through.
Now that's what I call ice.
Together, I knew we could do it.
Yeah, I can't open this side. Yep, so let me sneak past. We won't have any problems. Except we had that thing guarding the door. And is there a treasure chest in here, and is it worth it? I'm gonna risk and say it's probably not worth it, considering that all we got was armor so far.
We're in for a long slog with this one. I
Whew.
Got what?
I can chop up vegetable scraps and use them in the seasonings.
Should've known that's what it was gonna be about.
Ooh, and Law's got his thing up. So he's able to buy one of his things. Yeah, there we go. Using the awakening over limit. Take that off. Steve. And now he's got some sub quests he wants done to finish off his things. Alright. Ooh, lost time by the looks of things. Where are we now?
What do you think this place was for?
I don't know, but it looks like
What
we've
the
headed
hell?
into the
This
Matrix.
sleep?
No, they appear to be well preserved. However, they are all dead.
Okay, never mind.
Dead? So this is a mass grave?
Looks that way. However, none of them appear to be Helghan Quill.
Bear in mind that Renans were originally Dahnans, who were remade and sent to live on Lenegus. Knowing that, they would have needed a place to perform the procedures somewhere.
And that place is here, I assume.
So what you're saying is that all of these are Dahnan, or rather, Renan bodies?
Most likely, yes. It must have been abandoned for one reason or another.
There are so many of them. They were all taken away, but never given the chance to wake.
Aww. Poor things. Right, what are we going up against this time? Hope it's something good. Red women by the looks of things. Nope. What the hell?
What is that thing?
That's what I'd like to know.
Something we have to fight if we want to get across, it seems.
Alright.
Careful! It's huge!
Has a nice bust on its head, though.
What is with...
What can I aim for?
Oh,
Just the middle part by the looks of things.
No ordinary dude. That much is damn sure.
Watch yourselves. All bets are off when it comes to this thing.
So it seems to inflict fear. Ow.
Its head is weak points? We'll need to bring it down somehow to hit it.
In that case, let's start with the one in the middle.
Right. Shit. Okay. There we go. Well, we don't seem to be doing too bad with it. Ah shit, I'm stuck. There we go. Use the items yet. There we go. Life bottle, Rin.
Time to let it rip.
Smart.
I'm going to need to use all the power of my healing arts to accomplish this. Water, hear my call. Water, hear my call.
Damn it, missed the thing. Should use my thing. Oh, it's frozen.
See what I can do.
Nope. Totally missed.
Now you're getting serious?
Uh-oh. If I can stay in the middle, hopefully it can calm down before it gets the chance to kill us.
Here it comes. Focus. On your toes, everyone. Ready to go. Take this. Tiger Blade. Think you can fly?
I don't know, I just thought it'd at least knock it down the same way my sword would.
I don't know what I'd do without you.
Perhaps now isn't the time?
I really don't.
At least it's nearly dead. Come on.
You picked the wrong fight.
Amazing.
Come on, he's nearly dead. There we go. Got it in the end.
The hell was that thing?
Probably something that
I
was
have
made
no
here
idea.
and somehow managed to survive, even after all this time. Not that there's any way of knowing now.
What's wrong?
Oh, I just suddenly found myself contemplating what might have happened to the sovereigns that were meant to emerge from the crown contests.
What do you mean?
You see, the winners of the past crown contests were all strong astral arts practitioners. Furthermore, that enemy we just fought appeared to be composed of several human bodies. It was certainly nothing one would find in nature.
You're saying those were the remains of the winners? That they forgot who they once were?
I'm merely saying it's a possibility.
That's absolutely gruesome. How long had the Helghan Quill been at this?
It was Rena's great spirit that made them do all of this. Anything to get its astral energy.
We're not gonna jump down, right?
Well, there's no way.
After hearing Dolan's suggestion, I'm honestly not sure what to say.
I assure you all, I was merely stating the possibility.
I mean, I see no faster way of getting down, so why not? But hey, we've got a skip that says, what is it, Rena's biology.
So, looks like the Helghan Quill have been engineering Zeugles too. Why doesn't that surprise me at this point?
The creatures we've been encountering here have been a little different to what we're used to fighting, but I'm pretty sure they're Zeugles too.
Do you think they were engineered using creatures native to the area?
Indeed. However, based on the current circumstances, I would guess these Zeugles are all that's left of the planet's fauna now.
You mean there might have been native owl species here once upon a time too?
Aww. A cute little mascot friend. Right. Anything around the sides before we head through the doors? No. Ah, here we go. Some pineapple jam. And before we go through the doors, I think it's a good thing we actually use some to get our CP up a bit. Teleporter. Another force?
Did the teleporter fail or something?
Something feels off about it.
Look! Everything's upside down!
The furnishings are, at least. No, you're right. The whole room's flipped on its head.
So what
Is
was
it?
once down is now up, and vice versa. I suppose the teleporter reversed our orientation then.
Ah, that's the teleporter to the entrance. So we'll just keep going through then. There's a crystals on this side now. Nothing on that side, so I guess we'll just hop in. Oh.
I guess this is the flip side of that pathway we were walking on just a little while ago.
This is crazy. Who knew such amazing technology existed?
Everything's topsy-turvy and that's all you can think about?
Bear in mind, the core of Rena now sits above us. I pray that we won't encounter many stairs
Great, so now it's just a
along the way.
thing of just walking backwards then, is it? This is going to be a pain. Astral.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Ow.
It's too much.
This is gonna need all of us together.
Ah, there we go. Aim for its crystal. Aim for the crystal.
The flashing sparks are weak. I never miss. I'll stop its charge. Thanks, Kisara. Let me show you.
Core broken. Now kick its ass. Come on. Come on. Shit. There we go. Come on. And its crystal's back. Come on. It's nearly dead. It ain't got that long left to live, so you might as well just die already and get this over with. And Mommy's angry. Come on. Just die already. Shit.
Look
sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
And it's done.
With this, I can become even stronger.
Alright, where are we headed? Ooh, shiny. Mine.
What are those? They look like Shion's thorns, and with flowers too.
Not real ones, though. They're just like that flower growing out of Rena.
Ooh.
We must be getting close to the Great Spirit now.
Hey, Rinwell, what was that thing you said about how a little bit of Dahna's Great Spirit is inside all of us?
Right. That's why Dahna's Great Spirit is so much more diluted. Weak, even. Whether it was a choice so it didn't overpower others, or just the way it is anyone's guess.
If that's true, then wouldn't it mean Dahna's will could never form under natural conditions?
Yeah, sounds like that's probably the case.
So if Dahna exists within all of us, then what if something occurred that brought everyone's hearts and minds together as one? That unity could potentially act as Dahna's will.
Could?
You mean if everybody was, like, thinking the exact same thing at the exact same time? Come on, there's no way we could pull that off.
I know it's a long shot, but it might work.
Let's assume that's even possible for a second. Would it even be enough to fight back against Rena's Great Spirit?
If nothing else, it might be an option if we can't use the Renans Alma.
Things are different here than on the surface.
That shows how deeply we've ventured into Rena.
And how close we've come to the real enemy.
Finding the thingy. Another
So here's
skip.
the question.
Go.
We came all this way to Rena on
Renans
the
Alma.
assumption the Renans Alma's here, right?
Just don't say it, Law.
Yeah, but I'm just saying...
I said don't.
I can understand why you might be concerned, Law. But you need to remember that there are people it affects more directly than you.
Oh, sorry.
We've managed to make it this far believing. Losing faith now won't do us any good. We're better off focusing our anxiety elsewhere.
Such as?
The Great Spirit. If Hevrecht 35's to be believed, our enemy won't just be handing over the Renans Alma to us. At least, not without a fight.
Not only that, but that same enemy just gulped down more than an entire world's worth of astral energy.
Point taken. It may be strange to say, but when I'm fighting, or at least know what needs to be done, it helps me a lot. I don't doubt myself as much. So thanks, both of you.
Aww. With age comes wisdom, apparently.
The floor's on the ceiling and the ceiling's on the floor. This whole thing's making my head spin. Why would they even do something like this?
The shits and giggles.
Helghan Quill can bend life forms to suit their will. Nothing they could do at this point would surprise me.
The ceiling is on the floor. That doesn't weird you out?
What good is a team made up of members who all share the same opinions on everything? And besides, when you get to be at my ripe old age, one begins to consider it quite uncouth to show one's true emotions at times.
How old
Come
are
on,
you?
Grandpa. You can't be that old.
The sands of time wait for none of us, lad.
Yeah, we'll see. Though at this rate, I guess I'll have to live long enough to get as old as you first, huh?
You will. And when the time comes, I look forward to hearing you change your tune on the matter.
How old are you, Dovaline, to be worrying about stuff like that anyway? Can I slip through? That I can. So I'm a sneaky little bastard. Excuse me, pardon me, don't mind me. Yeah. Mainly just do it just to see if I can. Probably not a good thing, I'm trying to sneak past these enemies. Fearing. Reduces the CP cost of arts in long drawn out fights. It can give the wearer the critical edge when it needs to win.
Maybe it's time I try on something new.
Maybe I can. Excusing what? And especially with these things, they tend to drag out the battle a lot for far too long. Nope, not worth it. Oh, fuck. Plus, I'll give myself some bit of a challenge. Orange gel. And we've made it to the exit. But it means we'll be taking the lift back to where we're beginning, and it's going to be upside down, and Lord's going to complain. We're going to actually have to fight on the lift again, though. Yep.
Don't get careless.
Don't tell me.
What I can do.
Now I can let loose.
That's the one. Go for it.
Airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for yours truly. I'll bring you down. Eat dirt.
There we go.
Here's evil. My head's spinning. Make it right. Leave the enemy hearts to me.
In an instant. Impact cross. More. You're mine. Damn it.
There's more of them to deal with. Shit. Didn't mean to press that. Damn it.
Reinforcements incoming. Not a problem. Shield and
More of them.
I never miss. If it's in the sky, I don't even know the word defeat. Now, this ends now.
Consider yourself finished.
There you go, Alvin.
There we go.
Time to end
Now
this.
let's go deal with these things.
Do it. Illuminate. Get toasty.
Burn strike.
Next.
This one's mine.
Take this.
Hurricane strike by the power of lightning strike.
Eternal devastation. Crush.
Shit, it's missed. And I'm stuck.
Now you've gone and ticked me off.
And Mommy's angry.
Here's a healing I'll take you all on. Ha! Flare demolition. I need the win. Shield and
Kisara, Commander of Heaven.
Phoenix Cyclone.
Come on.
I'm not done. Lunar Rondo.
I never miss. Let the marksman make it rain. Astral energy.
Say no more.
One more. I'm not done.
I'm gone.
Sword Rain Alpha.
Make it rain.
River.
Astral energy.
Say no more. Not a chance.
Nearly done. Hopefully.
Lunar Rondo.
I think.
This one's all mine. Ignite.
Make it rain.
River.
Astral energy.
Say no more.
Yep, we're definitely done this time. Oh!
I still got a ways to go.
Encyclopedia Zoogle, so we must have killed at least one of every monster? Or of every Zoogle anyway. Right. Chest. An elixir. God, it's those things again. Right, through this double door. What's in here? Chest. There we go. That'll do. And inside the chest is a stamina ring. A ring that may help the aging cost of an art when casting, letting especially lucky casters unleash powerful arts when reckless abandon.
We got some good equipment.
I can't say its appearance is to my tastes, personally.
If you say so. Come on, can I miss it enough to... There we go. Whew. Quite a long bind. It's over this way. Right. Let's go. Room up ahead, and there's room next door. What's in the room up ahead? A lot of crystals. They don't, I think, drop anything very good though. Then again, I could be wrong. Ooh, this one's purple at least. Alright, next room. Yep.
The Zoogles here are putting up a real fight.
That just...
I don't know, we've been running past them.
just goes to show how important this place is.
Or perhaps they simply thrived freely here under such harsh conditions.
I don't give a damn why they're here. We'll burn it all to the ground.
Yeah. But first, there we go.
The astral energy here is so dense. It's like trying to walk through water.
I know the Great Spirit's will is in the center of Rena, but with the world in this state, the entire planet has
I think
become
I
its
accidentally
body,
bumped the
right?
microphone.
So doesn't that mean we're already inside it?
I would say that is horrifyingly correct. After all, the further we climb, the denser the astral energy becomes.
You okay there, Rin?
What's the matter, Rinwell? Are you not feeling all right?
No, it's nothing like that. It just feels like the energy here is a little more intense than it was before.
You mean Rena's energy?
Yeah, it's like when I made contact with Dana's will in the wedge. It's almost as though I can understand what Rena's will is thinking.
But Rena's will is supposed to be a lot stronger. Aren't we risking the Great Spirit controlling us if we interact with it directly?
I don't think we have to worry about that. Rena's will is only supposed to control true Renans, like the Helghan Quill. If we can discern what the Great Spirit is thinking too, we might learn something, a weakness. But just to be safe, let me contact it alone.
Are you insane? Rinwell, you're gonna...
Rinwell!
You okay there? Hello.
There was only meant to be one world.
Huh?
And your goal is to make them one. Is this fear?
Might want to get out while you still can, Rin.
What just happened?
Are you all right? Rinwell? Rinwell, are you okay?
No, I'm fine. I think.
What were you thinking? You could have gotten yourself killed!
He's right. You had us all terrified, Rinwell.
I'm sorry.
Answer.
I really am. But I know now. I know how the Great Spirit thinks. I know what it wants, how it feels. Rena's Great Spirit wants to complete the world.
What's that supposed to mean? Are you saying it's trying to make something?
Yes, exactly. Originally, Dahna and Rena were meant to be one world. But that never happened. They've stayed separated, and the Great Spirit wants to finish the process.
What do you mean, one world? How is that even possible?
I don't know, but its will is clear. That's what the Great Spirit is trying to accomplish. The only problem is that since Rena's energy isn't evenly spread like Dana's, it seems like it'll vanish before that happens naturally.
So it's trying to absorb Dahna while it still can, so that it can force the two planets to unite. Is that what you're saying?
The Great Spirit is scared. But it's not scared the way a rational person would be. It's more raw and undiluted, like just pure fear.
Like an animal, acting out of instinct. Although, admittedly, an animal would be easier to communicate with. At the very least, I have my doubts that it recognizes us as sentient beings with a reason for coming here. Earth, water, fire, and wind energy exist in both worlds, but only darkness and light can be found within Rena and Dahna, respectively. The Renis Alma, as far as we know, the only host capable of harvesting the astral energy, is composed of all six. Knowing all that, Rinwell's findings do sound plausible.
That sounds a lot like Shion's thorns, doesn't it? The whole reason the Great Spirit is trying to unite Dahna and Rena into one world is in order to save itself. And if her thorns are part of the Great Spirit, then they must also be trying to save themselves?
Alphen, what is it?
We thought the only way to free your thorns was for you to die. Yet despite that, they seem to be doing everything in their power to stop that from happening to you. Something wasn't adding up. But then I just realized something. If the Great Spirit doesn't want to die, then neither would your thorns. Those same emotions, that fear, that determination, and its energy must have been the same thing that was keeping you alive. You were its vessel.
In that case, is that why her thorns caused so much pain to anyone who touched her? Because they were trying to protect themselves?
If that's all true, then... well, it's more than a little ironic.
The Great Spirit merely expresses its desires. I imagine it was the Helghan Quill who were likely tasked with putting together and implementing an actual plan.
Shion.
I'm okay. We need to hurry and clean this mess up before it gets out of hand.
You're right.
Still, even if the current state of the world is wrong like you said, does that really make everything okay?
If the world had been whole from the start, as it should have been, there'd be no Dahna and no Rena, no masters or slaves, no lords, no crown contest, maybe just peace.
Hellish hunger.
To think, all this started because of the Great Spirit's desire to keep living. The only reason it craves energy is because it's dying from starvation. When you think about it like that, maybe the things it's done aren't so strange after all.
If Rena had been more like Dahna, things would have worked out a whole lot better.
It's like Hevrect 35 told us. The Dahnan and Renan spirits are meant to be completely different beings.
Rena's energy amassing in one place led to its developing a powerful will. But that also made it crave energy, sapping Rena dry until it perished.
Whereas Dahna's energy is dispersed, meaning its will never developed to the same extent. And without that hunger, Dahna the planet was spared.
As for which is correct, well, I'm not sure it's our place to even say. Still, I can't help but think it reminds me a lot of the dichotomy of the human condition.
Dichotomy? What do you mean?
Those who know not satisfaction are driven to keep devouring without limit. But those who are content with their lot in life rarely fulfill their potential. I imagine it's likely that the larger Rena's Great Spirit grew, the more and more powerful its hunger also became.
Everything in moderation. When all's said and done, maybe that's the hardest thing for people to learn.
Someone keeps slamming something in this house. How far have we got to go till we are at the boss? Open. Omega Elixir. Giant birds in the way. Right.
This one's tough.
Wow! Look what I just found.
Is there anything good?
Wherever we go on this planet, there are machines littered everywhere.
It's impressive to look at as a bystander, but I sure wouldn't want to live here with all of this around.
I don't know.
I know what you mean. There are no fish here. I couldn't cook any of my delicious dinners for you all if we lived here.
Clearly the worst point against it.
All she's worried about is her fish. Right. Shit! Well, I could run past it. Or if they did, I didn't see it. Mystery fragments. Wrap. Covering the door. What are these things?
I have a bad feeling about this.
Alright.
So those thorns of Shion's, they're really a part of Rena's Great Spirit?
Most likely. But only a small fragment of it in the big picture. I don't sense a will of its own emanating from them.
If it's that insignificant...
Anyway, first things I want to mention. I found out you could actually leave this area and actually go back to the main planet. Hi D, you still up for it? Cool. Alright. You found out you could fast travel back to Dahna if you're still up for it, if you still want to do some stuff. So I did a bit of screen grinding, got a new sword. That's mainly all I did, was just got the sword, new gun, basically their second top tier stuff, and a bit of fishing offside. Didn't really do anything that, though I did manage to also, get Alphan's and Shion's bond level very high, and there's a little skit that happens where they talk about getting a house together, a kitchen, fire link, and all that sort of stuff. It was cute. If I can find it, I'll show it off once we get to a campsite. I also did Rinwell. She's all the way, her bond level's all the way up as well. Right. Anyway, in we go. Some stuff I should mention is I didn't get a call back for that from that job, so we're going to be continuing how we normally do for a while at least. What the hell have I walked into? Portal 1? Astral energy separator. Ah, so basically boss run? I'm guessing.
Let's dispose of the trash.
They just take a lot to kill. Alright. At least they're dead.
Hey, anyone else think this might be a touch too dangerous?
Ridwell's
No.
right. We should fall back to regroup and try again later.
Ooh, fortress
Some of
armor.
this equipment is really interesting.
Okay. Oh, it's not for Alphen. Who's it for? Ah, here we are. But it's weaker than what she's already wearing, so I'll leave her
You must
for it.
really like it, Alphen.
Right. done? Just that one? And what's in these ones? Light astral energy separator. More of these guys.
Hi, Hoodle.
Come on, nearly. And dead.
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished.
At least we got it that time.
I've used a bit too much healing.
Yeah. Prismatic jacket. Mysterious jacket, eliminate brilliant rainbow light effects. Okay.
This might be some decent equipment.
But it's for law. Oh, and it's actually better than what he's got, so there we go.
Anything that makes battles easier is okay by me.
Not everything here is too bad. Right. Should only have 4 more of these light things to do, so it shouldn't hopefully take too long. Right. Wonder, can I cheat? Oh, I cannot flee.
Say no more.
And it's dead.
Remember to tell me if you need healing.
I expect you'll be in high demand if that's the case.
I found some equipment.
Some spirit robes. Or Rinwell. We could all use a bit of health. We need to put more CP on. There we go. A lot of this stuff. That'll do.
Let me take a look at it.
Okay. Hopefully it won't be too much.
No choice.
Where are you going? My astral energy! Do it! Showtime!
In an instant. Impact block.
Whew, that's that one done.
We won.
We got some good equipment.
And that one's for Dohaleen. I put the new one on? Yes, I did. Better than what he's got. So the other two must either be for Kisara and Shion then. Oh, we just got a dragon and some people. Not too bad.
I'll do my best.
There you go! Freeze Lancer! On guard! Make it break! I'll heal you! Astral energy! Full throttle!
Phew. Got it. Alright.
With this, I can
Ooh,
become
level up.
even stronger.
Mumban. Oh, so it's for. Ah, the first one must have been for Shield. I think. I don't know. We're paying attention. What the fuck is that thing?
That's not your run-of-the-mill enemy.
No, it is not. It's a sword dancer. Ah, it's a special enemy.
The sword wheel thing Sugo?
And not just one, but 4.
It thinks 2 extra hands is enough to beat me. It's sorely mistaken.
Let's just focus on what's important.
You're mine.
Beast of Thought! Look and endurance! Hurricane came between heaven and earth.
What?
It looks like you guys were covered.
It. There we go.
Crazy Launcher! Photon Flash!
Dance around it. Ow. Uh-oh.
I'll heal you all.
Now or never.
Such unadulterated fury.
I'm
Shit.
grateful.
Can you take
And just like that, I'm back in. Start by holding the front line. No sooner said than done.
Come on.
Inferno crossing. Lunar corruption.
no dawn shall break this one?
Keep charging us!
That's what my shield's for.
He hasn't been charging us.
I'll leave it to you.
Tiger
Green Alpha!
Armor won't save you.
You're mine!
Hurricane strike.
Rupture!
Burning laser spear. Here's evil. Do it.
I'm ready!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished.
Here,
Right.
let me
You're
have
mine!
Now we just deal with the big guy.
flaming meteor.
If we can get him to halfway, which means we can kill it.
Lunar corruption.
It's go time!
Tiger blade.
Not today! Try harder! Take this!
Guardian Burial.
Vanquished soul with life.
Ready to go.
Resuscitation.
You're mine! No escape!
Nice. We've almost got this.
Yes.
Isn't quite there yet.
Yes.
I'm right with you, Captain.
Eat this!
Come on.
Heal my weary companion.
Appreciate the help.
Mirage! Dazzle! Mirage! Beast
Interrupted.
Hurricane strike.
Lightning thrust!
Healing
Mirage! Beast
Now you're getting serious? Thanks, bro.
Finish without a
Mirage!
Get.
You may be
Come on.
strong, but I'll never back down!
Don't give up. I'll bring you back from death to this.
Yeah, come on. Hey, hurry up. Make it quick. It's nearly dead. Don't want to lose it.
In a bind.
By the power of love. Finish without a trace.
You're mine! And I'm not done!
Soaring
How
blast.
about this?
Megasonic thrust! Vacuum blade!
Demon lash.
Smash to pieces. It's
There we go. Come on.
outstanding form. Make it ready. This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
Oh, we didn't get the funny number. But we killed it. Woo! Oh. Fuck. It's still alive. Oh, come on.
Looks like I won after all!
Except it doesn't look like that thing's finished yet. Not by a long shot.
You picked the wrong fight!
Aim for its head. Got the core, got a crystal in there.
In a bind.
Will this help?
Going in.
Come on.
Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry.
Now you've gone and ticked me off.
Thanks!
Oh, put that anger to good use.
Hurricane strike. Annihilate. This one's mine.
Benediction light.
Here I come!
This one's
No
mine.
escape!
This one's
I
mine.
can carve through armor.
I can handle it.
Strike!
Let me help.
Here! I owe you one!
Hurricane strike. By the power of strike.
I'm not done!
Oh, there it is. This means this form's going down a bit quicker.
Say no more!
Come on.
Let me at it.
Vacuum blade! It's over!
Lightning. Hurricane strike.
Ready and rare.
Spear. Here's evil.
Wide open!
It won't escape me.
Hurricane strike.
In a bind.
Take this! Megasonic
Where
thrust!
are you going?
Captivity.
Here I go.
Flaming
meteor.
Uh-oh.
Magna ray.
It looks like we made a mess.
Heal my weary companion.
You're mine! There! Vacuum blade! Take this! There! Flame inside me! Down on the ground! Leg free! Ignite!
Shit. Come on, move, 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 move. You sure that?
It's in your hands. Do it. You'll pay for that. Commander of Heaven. Phoenix Cyclone.
Now stay dead. Whew. Hey, more CP.
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
A wedding dress.
Looks like
For combat?
some solid equipment.
Okay. A combat wedding dress. Okay. Let's get everyone healed up. This all the way up. Let's go. And I'm guessing this leads all the way out. I don't know. Do you think it'd probably be a good idea to have something to eat before we go in? There's a heal thing over there. Fuck it. Let's see how this goes first. Probably. Well,
A dead end, huh?
we're gonna find out and see.
Why don't we just use this?
Wait!
Jeez! Don't scare me like that! What, is there something wrong with it?
Probably.
No, it's not that. It's just... this is it. Whatever it is, we're about to find out.
It's the moment of truth. There's no turning back now till we've won.
You sure about that? Because I'm
Either
pretty
we
sure
get
we've
through
had
this,
a few
or we
places
vanish along with
where
the rest of the world as we know
it seemed like the end.
Is everyone ready?
We've come this far. I'm not about to turn tail now. I say we knock this thing out and head back home.
Alright.
It's time to relegate the past to where it belongs. It's been a long journey getting here, but it ends now.
No, this isn't the end. Once we've overthrown the old order, there's still the task of creating a new world.
A world without divisions, where no one cares whether you're Dahnan or Renan, or if you have magic or not. You're right. We have to win this.
Let's get going then. After all, our future awaits.
Our future. One free of tyranny and exploitation. For the freedom to live with those we hold dear. And for a new era. Let's go!
Oh. You have a chance to turn back. Alright. Alright. Everyone ready? Got your snacks. Got your drinks. Let's go. Once you proceed past this point, there's no turning back. Ooh. Ooh, pretty. Hmm. Dum.
Hold on. Are we on that giant flower?
We're finally here then.
But then, where is the core of the Great Spirit?
Hmm.
Or the Renaissance, for that matter?
According to Hevrek 35, this should be where we find the core.
Rinwell, do you sense anything?
This is definitely where the energy of the Great Spirit is strongest, but what's giving off the most energy is the flower we're standing on.
That said, we're not gonna be able to destroy something this huge. You want me to hit it and see what happens?
Hey, look!
What? Uh-oh. I think we're in for some big trouble.
The Renaissance!
What we've been looking for.
Dahna's astral energy? But why?
What?
Stay sharp! Something's coming!
Uh-oh.
It wants us gone. It has so much anger. All of its fear has evolved into hatred.
Uh-oh.
So then, you're saying that this is the Great Spirit's core?
And in order to fight us, it's taken on this form?
My thorns. I feel them whirling inside me. They're getting restless. I'm certain of it. This is the source of my thorns and of my visions. This is the darkness that will consume all existence.
Well, we better get on it. Quick, everyone, start attacking now.
What do we do now? The Renaissance is inside that thing. And I don't think we'll win this fight without it.
We have to get it back. We will find a way somehow.
Cut it open like the big bad wolf.
It has a physical form. Cutting through it's what we'll do.
Good thing we actually changed out those butterfly wings. Otherwise, we never saw that face.
Great Spirit, you understand how to live. You've made that very clear. However, if you're planning on destroying everything, then first, you'll have to get through us.
Yeah!
Let's go!
Charge!
And we're not puppets for you to control!
Only humankind has a right to determine their own future. We will never let something like you take that away from us.
I'm sorry, but we won't let you take any more away from us. We'll do whatever it takes to stop you.
I fight to quell the sound of anguish from our world, that it may be filled with joy and peace once again.
Give it back. Give
Come
it
on.
all back. Give us back our world and give me back my own life.
Once and for all, we are going to end centuries of terror and death. Right here, right now.
Forever
So much for sitting this fight out.
That wouldn't be a complaint, I think.
No, that'd be silly.
How do you like being pounded into shape?
I don't know. Ask him nicely, see if it's his thing. God damn it, Law. Damn it.
Where are you going?
Come on. Uh-oh. It's powering up.
Now you're getting serious?
Shit. Shit.
There you go.
Ah.
Feel like me again.
Perhaps now isn't the time?
I really don't.
I'm in trouble. Call a doctor. If there was one, we would have called it. I'm ready to go. I let my guard down.
Stay away from my friend! Thanks.
I need to heal up a bit.
Right. Coming through! Ha! Melt! Scarlet Inferno!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
I'll bring you back from death to this.
I'm not done! Is this it?
No.
Suffocation! Radiant train harder.
Damn it. Law.
Can't get out of bed.
Right there. I got you.
What the world is this round thing?
That attack. Is this a Lord's handiwork?
I'm past being surprised.
I say we destroy it, and quick!
Annihilation! This one's mine! Blizzard blow!
Can't move!
Don't give up!
Shit. Sure, gold. It's the only time we're gonna get able to get to use it.
Not done yet!
I'm going to need to use all the power of my healing arts to accomplish this. Here! Here's a healing art! You'll soon see about that!
Well, considering you can't use your thing.
Thank you for the healing, Dahnan.
Our comrades need our abilities
I
to
don't
survive.
even know. Right. No one is dying on our watch.
Oh, a bit late for that.
Can't be happening. I can't lose. Gravitas field. Don't mind if I do. Mega ray.
I'm not done! Regenerate!
You must be tired of killing me. I'm merely doing what I can to help.
Shit. Come on, I've got to get rid of these balls.
Explosive ring!
I'll bring you back from death to this. I'll bring you back from death to this.
Here I come! Flame inside me yearns to be let free! Not today!
Freeze Lancer!
No! Can't it?
Sure.
Here!
Forgive me.
Confiscated!
Here I come!
Here I go! You're mine! Annihilation! By the
Megasonic thrust!
I'll face you.
Explosive ring! You're mine! No, you can't! You may be strong, but I'll never back down! No! Can't get here!
Oh, did it just come back?
Hold on to your art. Here I never miss!
Maybe it's... Oh, there's still a few left. On.
Such unadulterated fury.
We can't lay a finger on it.
I prefer it that way. What about you?
Just watch and see.
Right. Balls keep coming back. So I think it's worth going for. Unless how many... Shit.
Is that a healing art? It is. I can't ignore your pain. I'll try to be more careful.
Try harder. My turn. I'm nearly done for.
This one's mine.
Benediction light.
Let me free you of your power. There! Descend!
Healing circle.
No! Can't end here!
I couldn't make it in time.
Tiger Breeze Lancer. In here. I'll bring you back from death's abyss. I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
Mod.
From beyond, imbued in
Here.
my turn!
Yeah, they keep coming back. Steal the Great Spirit.
And just like that, I'm back in it.
Start by holding the front line.
No sooner said than done. Look sharp.
On.
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
We win! Sweet!
After all that, it's still standing. Just how strong is this thing?
It doesn't matter. Just have to keep kicking its ass until it bites the dust.
Come on. Just die already.
The Great Spirits!
Damn, must have been conserving its energy for an escape. That bastard took off with the Renans.
We can't stand here and wait for it to come back. We'll have to follow it through there.
You're right. I don't like it, but we've got no choice.
Yeah. No matter what, we can't let it get away.
All right, let's go.
Everyone, as one.
I'm surprised we can stand here at all. What in the hell is this place?
Beats me.
The
I've never
lands
seen anything
between.
like it. More importantly, where's the Great Spirit?
Look! Over there!
Gonna say he got big.
What in the world? It's changing shape?
Oh, this is bad. It looks like it's regaining all of its energy. It's going to grow even bigger than before.
Damn it. Come on, we've got to find a way to...
Watch out! Something's heading our way!
Uh-oh.
Guess they're here to try to stop
Come
us.
on, not these
There's
guys.
so many of them.
That means we've got it running scared. Let's take these out and keep moving!
Hey.
Go! I'm ready!
Ridwell! Astral energy! Full throttle!
Whew. Right. Just gotta get to the Great Spirit.
Brace yourselves! We're going to crash!
Hold on. Ooh, it's a very white background. No, never mind.
We caught up to it.
Ooh, it's
Hold
glowy.
on. Why did it stop absorbing the energy from Dahna?
Like it or not, it lacks the means to do so whilst fighting us. We've become the bigger threat and forced its hand.
All right then. Let's get to work so we can take back the Renaissance.
Yeah! $61? Ooh.
This madness ends! Right here, right now! And this time, we really mean it!
We've all come.
Come on!
We faced so much. We can't get through this together.
Naturally.
Okay. Quick. Phase 4. Is that am I out? Shit.
We are all leaving this fight alive.
Hell! I'm just getting warmed up. You ain't seen nothing yet.
The Great Spirit's getting desperate. So stay on your toes, everyone.
I'll fix you up!
Come on, aim for the hands.
This one's all mine. Its power's overwhelming.
Then let's whittle down that thing's power. Go!
Right. Let's start with the arm.
Let's do this, Law!
Leave it to me.
Everyone,
Let's
I'm
go!
counting on you.
You're mine. I'm not done.
Time to shine!
I can carve through bullets. Get my love. It's over.
By the power of the Ring!
Shit, come on! Dodge, 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 dodge.
Not now, not ever.
Healing circle!
Appreciate the help. Yours to be let free.
Here I go! You're finished! I'm only getting lightning! Eat that!
Damn it!
Annihilation!
Not today.
Come on.
Lightning strike!
It's over. Here I come.
That'll bring you down! I'm just getting meteor!
Crush.
Lunar corruption!
It's go time.
By the power of water!
Smash you.
Annihilation!
You're finished.
Shit, dodge, 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 dodge.
You and me! From here on out!
That's one!
We did it! And again!
Yeah. Shield and me.
Amazing! All that astral energy!
I don't like the look of this.
We have to stop it. It's back. Vacuum blade. Here. The flame inside me. Yours to be let free.
Well, I can't attach anything.
Eat this.
Uh-oh.
Everyone okay?
Still alive somehow, if that's what you mean.
Here, let me heal you.
It's too much. Here I come.
Come on.
It's over.
This one's mine.
I'm ready to go. Watch this.
Take this.
Shit.
This should do it. Okay.
If temptation you hear it now.
You're mine.
Hammer won't save you.
You're finished.
Here's your chance.
No escape.
Take this.
Here I come.
Come on.
Yours to be let free.
No more dithering.
Our future begins here.
Yeah!
Always impressive.
I guess that makes two of us then.
Now all that's left is the middle.
Let's do it!
Far enough.
Hurricane strike!
Come on.
Can't get out of this.
Vacuum blade.
Glacial Eagle Fly! Tiger Blade!
Uh-oh. Omega Elixir, go. Alright. I say, why are my attacks not going through? There we go. On. Dodge, 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 dodge. Everyone dodge. It's nearly done. Why does that keep missing?
Shut him down. I could do without. What is this? Hey, you okay? I can still do this. Not done yet. Try harder. Not a chance. I have to train harder. This one's mine. Back from death position.
Come on.
Is this it? Leon, you and me.
This is it.
This ends now.
Just die already!
Alphen.
Kaboom? Did we win? Is it done? Oh, seems like a rough landing though. Well, no, still continuing. It's still alive. God damn it!
Yeah!
We're good!
We're both fine. We're going to start the ceremony now, before it can recover. Shion.
Ready?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Volseth. Volra. Give me back my glowy thing. How are you not dead?
I've returned, just as I told you I would.
Hurry! The Great Spirit is reviving itself!
Shion!
Shion! Absorbing the Great Spirit!
Apologies. I can't suppress it for very long.
Hand it over right now. You plan to use this to defeat the Great Spirit.
Yeah.
Which is precisely why I'm here. Stand aside and watch. So that you know how to destroy the Great Spirit. Just as well as you and your sorry lot. The Great Spirit that tried to control me will be annihilated. I won't let you do that! Yet do it I shall. And there's nothing you can do to stop me. You bastard! I shall fulfill my duty as a ruler. With this power, I'll bury that woman and the Great Spirit. Then this charade will finally end.
Let's do this!
Save everyone. And Shion!
We shall do this sword to sword.
Silence. I'll tear you apart, slay the girl and the Great Spirit, and erect a fortress of death over both worlds. What do you get from all this? When you have all that power, what will you do? My dominion shall reign over all existence. Nothing else matters. That's it? This is so you can rule over all existence just because? Despicable as they were, even the other lords, even the Great Spirit had a future. Never mind. But you have nothing. Only death. So what? It matters little to me. You are pathetic. Truly pathetic. And you're not. You are a failure. Empty. A sovereign who couldn't even die in his own time as he was meant to. You're right. I used to wonder why I was still alive after so long. There are
Damn it.
things in this world.
Where's Rinwell when you need her?
That are worth protecting. That's why I'm still here. And I won't let you take them away. Here I come! Vacuum blades! Burn in hell! You're mine! Suffer at my hand! You will know nothing but agony! Take this!
On.
There! You will suffer at my hand!
Problem is, Alphen doesn't have any healing arts.
There! The fury of the lightning inside me yearns to be let free! Why do you resist? You're mine! Pierce! Vacuum blades! You vassal! You're mine! I'm knocked out of my sight! Flaming This you will suffer at my hand! I shall you picked the wrong side! You are nothing! No escape!
No, you are nothing.
You will beg me for mercy!
Shit. I'm gonna have to start thinking about dodging.
Die already! Try harder! The flame inside me! You... to be let free! The fury of lightning! You picked the wrong fight! Take this! There! Flee! Here! You control others to keep from being controlled. But that's a path of never-ending hatred. Don't you understand? It can only end in destruction. The only way to avoid it is with forgiveness! The words of a coward. Your weakness disgusts me. You're wrong. It takes true power to forgive!
Ow.
I have no use for weakness. The strong shall always triumph here. You say that because you've been alone so long. If you had someone, anyone to turn to, a single friend, someone to love, people who would support and guide you, you can't have been alone your whole life. All I remember is the lashes of lips. Each strike spreading a stream of fire across my back. The masters who killed slaves for sport. And the slaves who sacrificed their compatriots that they might live. There is no love, no friendship, not there or anywhere else. Is there no way for you to see this differently? Enough! You gamble the fate of this world to save a single life, and yet I am the evil one? How utterly ridiculous. It's true. Maybe it is selfish of me to save her, but I swore that I would let no one else be sacrificed in this battle. I can't bear to see her die. You and I are so much more alike than I had ever imagined. No, we're not. I want a world built on kindness, on giving, on warmth. You take and destroy.
Come on, move. My health bar has disappeared.
Try this. Power evolve. Take this. Try this. Blending flash. Try this. Inferno torrent. Crucial. All others shall be banished.
Uh-oh.
Take this. Strike. Blending flash. The flame inside me yearns to be let free. The blazing sword. The power Shion has bestowed upon me. I'll take you down! You picked the wrong spot! Hissa! Take this! Burn! Hissa! You picked the wrong spot! Hissa! Take this!
I don't know if I've encountered a glitch, or this is how the battle's supposed to go.
You will beg me for mercy! It's over! You are the last obstacle impeding my progress! Die! That's my line! I'll show you the limits of your solitude!
Well. Well, at least we know fire beats ice. Are you gonna stay dead, or...?
What you've done is evil. There's no denying that. I know you didn't walk your path out of weakness, but merely from misguided strength. Misguided because you were alone. Because you had no friends to keep you on the straight and narrow.
Speaking of friends, where were they?
No one to use all that strength for, other than yourself. That loneliness could make a monster out of anyone. Out of me. I understand. And I forgive you, Volrun. I don't need your victor's pity. And you can choke on your vain forgiveness.
Uh-oh.
Don't! You wish to save this world? To make your selfish dreams into reality? If you choose to walk that path, you choose a path of betrayal, despair, and corruption. And in the darkness at the end, I'll be waiting for you!
Did he just kill himself? He survived how much? And it takes one blast to kill him.
I'm sorry. The Renans Alma is...
Yes. But you still possess the blazing sword. It may not be quite as strong as the Renans Alma, but nonetheless...
I can't. I would never. It would kill you!
My thorns, they're... Soon the great Astral Spirit will break free. And when that happens, no one will be spared. But there's still time. You can still destroy the thorns. And me with them.
No!
That's exactly what we've been fighting to prevent. I promised I would find a way to save you.
You did. I know. But I don't want you to die either. So please, don't let me be the end of the world.
Blue roses. Kind of pretty.
That's it.
What?
Look! The path Dahna's energy flowed through is
Excuse me?
still open. We can use it to call out to Dahna's will.
Hmm?
Alphen, what are you saying?
Don't you remember? Rinwell said there was a little bit of Dahna's will inside all of us. If there is a way everyone can come together to form Dahna's will, then maybe we can ask for it to help us, to find us a way out of this.
Are you really saying that if all of Dahna thinks of saving us, it will become the will of the planet itself? That's madness.
Maybe so, but it's the only way we can save you. And the only way to save Rena, too.
Fuck it, let's try it.
To save Rena?
That's right. Rena's will never had evil intent. If we're saving everyone, that includes them. I don't want to live in a world without you, Xion. And I'm tired of living a life built on death.
Alphen, I'm with you.
Let's do this shit.
Collective will of Dahna, hear my plea! I want to save Xion! And I want to save Rena too! I want to end this cycle of one joy, constantly being sacrificed for another's pain! So please, grant us your strength!
Ooh. We done? The music? Can I turn it up now? Not done? Ah. Oh, no, I think, what was it? I don't know what I'm gonna do. Aw, they're finally back. Yay! Thorns are gone. I think so. I think there might be crystals.
Let's go.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Hey all, this is Edit of Me here from the future. Apparently during my live stream I skipped the credits and we missed something important at the end, so we're going to take a look at it now. This is being pre-recorded. One thing I can say about this game, now I've had some time to look back on it and think about it, is one thing I find with this is you get all these characters, but I mostly just stuck with Alphen. I didn't really see the point in changing my characters unless I died and I didn't have enough CP to resurrect or have a life bottle that will give me my life back. But I guess it's more of a preference thing. I think I said this when I was actually live, that I just don't see the point in changing, if I'm honest. Anyway, that's mainly just about it. We're just going to be sitting through this credits until we get the bit I missed. Yeah. Oh, and that nice, they're all leaving together. Oh, there is even more credits. Ah, okay, this is basically showing what they got up to after the event of the game, so... Aww. Like things Dahnan, Daim's congratulating another Dahnan and Renan getting together. Kisara? She finally got to spend all her time fishing like she wanted. And La! Looks like he's just become a big protector. Oh, we saved something. Well, probably doing more research on our adventures that she's with us. Oh. And there's more owls. So some sort of owl sanctuary, so Hoodle wouldn't be alone. Actually, I can see a king in the back. Shion! Still getting lessons on cooking from Kisara. Aww, I'm happy. What they're making, she probably ended up eating it all anyway. Aww. And Doyle managed to reconnect with his friends and make music again. Oh, there's little Alpha, and there's Alpha in the background. They're off to go see. Oh, there's also Law. To perform music again. That's nice. Alpha and Shion find out that house they wanted during that bonding skit. Got a letter. I wonder what it's about. Yay! Alpha and Shion got married. By looks things, Rin patched a bouquet. I thought they just stop it. He got attacked by the birds. I mean the owls. Aww. Like that. I'm happy. Yeah, this is all what we've done before. I think I'm gonna finish these things here. I'm happy. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the game all the way through, even though there were probably some bits that bugged me. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to come over to Twitch and you can watch me fuck our life. And you can also do all the things in. If I don't speak to you soon, I'll speak to you later. Bye!